Don't listen to this if you're a pussy.
Bretzky!
What?
Get your ass over here!
All rise! It's the VIPod!
Come get it while it's hot! Season 2's just gonna smell like a fried chicken fire log in here. Squirt. Squirt, 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 squirt. You know what our listeners want to hear? What? I don't know either. Where's that cactus? We should just have the cocaine song as our intro.
What the
I'm an immigrant. Did you just try to play footsie with me? You know who I really hate?
Tommy, I am your father.
Oh, so now we're doing movie quotes?
Yep.
Run, Bretzky, run! Are you recording?
Yep.
No, but really. Are you recording? Yeah! I get it. I see what you're doing here.
All right. You may be seated. I am Wayne Bretzky, and I am here alongside the Tommy Show 1.0 and our guests for today, Manitoba WildCraft, Shea and Dani, and a fucking dirty intruder.
Hey, I got to 50 points, and there's no fucking pizza here.
Yeah.
And I'm on the show, motherfuckers.
Level 50, but you got to 50 points.
Whatever it is. I'm brand new to the Discord.
Yeah. Welcome to Discord. Fuck.
Yeah, fucking
about
right.
time.
I did not consent to this, by the way.
You're the one that sent me the link.
Well,
No, I sent you the link to the Discord, not to
he
coming on my show.
I didn't ask. I've never asked to come here.
Yeah. I just like, oh, Nomad was supposed to come, and then she's like, she's PMSing right now and all that shit, so I was like, hey, Kyle, you want to come on the show? I need to make fun of Bretzky.
I brought all my material for you today, buddy.
But back to what I was saying, we got Manitoba WildCraft here today.
Welcome,
Good old
guys.
friends of mine, Shea and Dani, and they're going to talk to us about their business and what they do, and we're going to do our typical shooting the shit and having some beers.
Some brews. And do you want to talk about the little walk that we did just before the show at all, or?
Well, I think I'll let Shae
we'll
talk
just
about
we'll
the
get
walk.
to that, yeah.
Like Shae and Dani, they took us for just a walk around my property here, just to kind of show what
all
kind
your bushes.
what kind of edible bushes you have in your own backyard.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? I'm Shae, and I'm one half of Manitoba WildCraft. I'm here with Dani.
Hi, I'm Dani.
Hey.
Yeah, so I don't even know where to start with it, I guess. But the walk, if you want to start at the walk.
Yeah, let's just start with the walk around the yard. Like
walking around, normal stuff. It's crazy. I think that people realize that there's lots of plants around them when they walk about their normal life. But
it's an observation I've made.
Yeah, it's like there's some trees, there's some grass, and like whatever to whatever extent someone's knowledge is, but whatever. But when you walk around and you start to like kind of just try to learn a bit more, it starts to unfold a little bit. And when walking around your place, there was lots of stuff. There was like medicine, there was food, there was shit that you don't want to eat. There was stuff that
There's lots of garbage too.
There's garbage. There's trash.
Yeah, you don't want to eat the dog poop.
There was a few turds. It's all good.
Sorry, a couple of them are mine, but it just happens.
Also, any of the leaves you ate, probably not safe. Tommy probably pissed on those too.
Yeah. When we walked by those trees there, that was not sap.
Not good.
So what you're saying is Bretzky will never go hungry here.
Nah, but I mean, you shouldn't. In theory, I guess like someone shouldn't go hungry.
Yeah.
There's something that's like that really like messed with me for a long time, and like I know this might be like a challenging thought for some people, but like aside from mental health, which is like a huge topic, obviously, and like let's I'm going to be generalizing a little bit here. Like, why is it that people struggle when they lose a home or like lose a job to the point where they're completely devastated? Like, don't get me wrong, homeless people exist, and there's a problem. There's usually a drug problem, and there's usually like a lot of reasons. But outside of that, if I was homeless today, could I just feed myself and figure out how to like survive? You know, and just
there's
like
a lot out there you can eat. Actually,
there's a lot that you
Pretty
can eat.
incredible.
There's a ton that you can eat. So just walking down the street, like it's just there's so much food out there.
You made a
and
salad in
people-
the backyard.
Yeah,
Pretty
there's like
much, yeah.
exactly. And so it's one of those things where it's kind of. I mean, for me, I don't know where it started. I think it's like I camped my whole life.
COVID.
And then COVID, obviously, and like whatever. And watching stuff on the, the economics of it, watching supply chains and everything and blah, 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 I don't like whatever. And then my fascination for plants. But it started to really like dawn on me that like, I probably, to be honest, on an intellectual level, it started with the food system. Like watching some of those like Cowspiracy and like all that crap and like just watching all these different competing views for like food, like scarcity and like food systems. And then like from there, it slowly progressed into like figuring out how, like, what can I do about it? And then everyone's like, oh, garden. But gardening's a lot of work. And then it's like, then you kind of learn about plants in general. Then you're like, oh, plants grow in the wild. Why do we even garden in general? Why the wild just like does shit? Like I don't have to do anything. The wild just does shit. Like I'm going to be lazy as hell.
Yeah.
And so like, and then they're like, yeah. And then you
Just
get to the
reach
place-
over.
Yeah. You're like done.
He's a lot
Done.
like you.
You're like, how can we make this? How can we learn to just take what's around us? And then it like, I don't know. And then it doesn't stop. Then it gets to the point where like, how we have invasive species here in Manitoba.
Yeah.
She's studying to be a wildlife biologist, so she probably knows better than anybody. But essentially, why are we eating the shit we do when there's shit that's invading that we could actually just like use our consumption as a tool, which normally is talked about in a bad way, and just eat our fucking way out of this problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right?
You're talking Tommy's language right
I
now.
mean, I've been tackling McDonald's and Burger King for years now.
That
for
is
fuck's
not
sake.
an
They're
invasive
trying to
still-
get
oh,
rid of
no,
them.
they're not.
No, they are invasive species.
Unfortunately, yes. They are
Somebody's just
invasive.
getting really rich off of me, though. No, Bretzky is all about McDonald's only.
Oh, yeah, I like my McDonald's.
Pocket cheeseburgers.
You got anything in your pocket right now?
Not today.
What the fuck?
I'm on a health kick. I've been eating granola all weekend at Folk Fest.
I do.
Oh hell yeah!
No, I don't. That's just for you.
He got him excited. Did you see that face?
He was pretty
Oh.
shocked.
I was so ready for a cheeseburger.
I saw his mouth opening. He was like,
Shae was feeding me dandelions in the back.
Which is true, but at the same time,
But it was actually pretty tasty.
yeah, I
you
don't know.
fucking ate a dandelion?
Yeah, it was a good
So-
dandelion.
So, no, dandelions actually, I think the root is extremely healthy, apparently.
You
if
make
you
tea
make
with
tea
the
out
root,
of it,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, most wild food is extremely
Yeah.
nutritious. Like more so than you can get in the grocery store, but it's not. Just because it's edible doesn't mean it's palatable. So
Yeah.
some things are like kind of.
Yeah, I think that's
great.
that. Yeah, okay.
But-
So, like, edible versus palatable is exactly true. Some stuff you can eat it in a survival situation,
Yes.
but like,
Yeah,
but,
like if you need to, right? Then, okay,
Yeah.
you put up with the taste, but
But Danny and I also
Exactly.
love food, so like we've also been on the search of like things that are like choice or like things that you're like, oh
Yes.
shit, this is
Bougie.
something that I can't get. Again, like I said, it started with the food system learning, and so for instance, I can't remember, like, don't quote any of these numbers. I just randomly throw in numbers, but basically, avocados. So the
Yeah.
avocados we eat, we like avocados.
One kind of
we like
avocado in the
guacamole.
store.
There's like one kind of
Hass
avocado in
avocado or
in the store, the Haas avocado. There's like 50 types of avocados.
oh,
Like what the fuck? But because of the way the food systems like just set up and shit, and like how they have to transport things and like whatever.
Yeah.
Only certain things get
make it here.
make the cut. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so like it's kind of weird. Then you're like, oh shit, I love food. Wait, you're like holding me back from food options, from
Yeah.
flavor options. I'm like,
Well,
wait
'cause-
a second.
Because again, those people that like to get rich, it's like, well, we're going to be selling this because maybe they just got. I mean, it could be also, I think, because maybe government of Canada is only allowing certain types of avocados to come in, right? But like, or they'll be like, I can get a shit ton of these types, so I'm just going to be selling these because I can get it for a good price, right?
Oh,
and then
facts.
as we go to the store, it's like, no, that's the only option I have.
Facts. And we're making decisions with our taste buds.
Yeah.
And they're making decisions with the wallet in mind.
Yep.
So I mean, like, so wild food for me was kind of a way to like sort of a middle finger back to that whole situation, because then it's like I have options. I mean, I do garden for sure. Like I do my own, like, you know, having variety of annuals, and we have a big garden in the yard. But like wild food was kind of like, oh shit, how can I collect as much food from around me, you know, without having to pay any money?
Yeah, only putting your effort in.
Only putting the effort of understanding what's around me.
Yeah.
As much as I love gardening, I've always enjoyed the saying as well that gardening is the best way to spend an entire summer saving $4.87 on tomatoes.
You know what? Honestly, honestly,
you can put so much time and
Totally.
effort into a garden and get nothing out of it.
And how do you feel about gardening?
I particularly don't love gardening all that much. I mean, I'm kind of learning about it because I'm forced to. Like, I'm getting my advanced degree in biological sciences, so I'm learning a lot about plants. However, yeah, so gardening is tough. I have chosen the hardest plants I could possibly grow in Canada to grow, and it has been such a learning experience.
Like which ones, for example?
I'm growing eucalyptus. I'm growing the sensitive plant is called Pudica mimosa or something. All these plants grow in tropical regions.
Wait, did you say
I like mimosas.
Mimosa?
All right.
Does it come in a glass?
On that note, why don't we start with one of the first brew of the shows?
Well,
Let's go with bright
why
water.
why are you cracking that? Let her finish. What else?
Yeah, it's a
you
bright
have?
water New Zealand Pilsner.
Yeah.
Carry on, Danny. Sorry.
So that plant is actually native to where my mother's from, in El Salvador. So you can touch the leaves and they close.
Oh, I used to have one of those when I was a
Yeah.
kid.
So they don't grow here natively. I just got them randomly, and you'd be surprised with. I don't know. I'm kind of growing things out of utility more so. Like eucalyptus is really cool if you like hang it in the shower because it's like Vicks Vapor Rub almost.
Yep.
So it cleanses. Yeah.
Well, it's good for burns too, right? And
Probably. I mean, it's pretty oily.
oh no, I'm thinking
Aloe vera.
Aloe, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's highly flammable, so I don't think you would want to.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe
This
you
is what
could.
gives the minty
Yeah,
smell.
yeah.
It's very nice. So I can't remember what else.
You
I'm
just
growing.
said yeah.
Lavender is extremely difficult, but
Yeah, fuck lavender.
fuck
I,
lavender.
when
I
we-
bought my mom a lavender. Sorry, I bought my mom a lavender plant for her birthday a few years ago. She's like, "I love lavender. I've tried so many times to grow it, and it just never works."
Yeah, it's
I-
fucking
and it was like,
incredibly hard.
Oh,
I
and
grew-
This is
and
not
she-
gonna last
she tried,
long.
and she kept it alive for a summer, and it was like the best that she's ever done, but it
Yep.
didn't make her.
I germinated close to 200 seeds. I had 2 that survived.
Okay, so like you're super smart because you're like studying biology and stuff, and you said germinated.
Yeah.
Now I'm picturing that you like taught them all German language.
No.
and it's like,
Okay, I'll explain.
Okay,
So
okay,
it's
And I
actually-
told him to
it's-
get in the chopper.
No, it's actually way more complicated than that even, because you have to do something called cold stratifying them. So basically you make them think that it's winter. So you put them in the freezer in a wet paper towel
Okay.
for a period of time, and then you take them out and you put them in another wet paper towel, and they basically come out of their seed coat, and you can see their cotyledons come out, which is basically just their true leaves.
Okay.
So they have those before they grow anything else. So I had hundreds of lavenders ready to go, put them in soil, and all of them died except 2. And then I hardened them off, which is like you kind of train it to go outside.
Okay.
So you leave it outside for a couple hours, you bring it inside. So I did that, all fine. Just one hot day, just killed them.
that was
Sounds
my
like a lot
garden
of
this year.
work.
It is.
Lost my whole garden
don't-
like that.
It's
Lavender
weird
is
that
difficult.
like hot day would kill them because
Yeah.
like when I went to Croatia, there's tons of lavender. They're bush,
I
right?
know. The
Are they
lavender
bush
fields,
or
they
like
do
it's-
bush
yeah,
out.
okay.
Yeah.
And because like I remember we brought back like those little, almost like a little pillow, like you
Yep.
put it underneath
And
your
a
pillow. Just
pouch
it's,
or-
yeah. And like there's tons of them everywhere, and
Right.
yeah, and it was fucking hot. It was like 36, 38 degrees outside.
Yes,
and
I know.
Tons.
It's zoning, though. It all
Yeah.
has to do with the zone that we're in. It's very difficult to grow certain things, but I managed to grow eucalyptus in Canada, which is like native to Australia, which is pretty.
That's pretty
it's
impressive.
been pretty awesome, but Yeah.
And our lemon tree.
Oh, I
we
do have a
one-
lemon tree. I have one lemon.
One fucking lemon. It takes
Nice.
like a year to get that lemon.
was
out.
My
hard-
sister's
oh my
been
God.
growing a lemon
That's
tree.
awesome.
She got a few tiny ones this year. I
Yep.
think she got a lime
Mine
too.
are
like-
massive like
Oh,
that.
really?
Like they're
Nice.
they're
Yeah.
like pretty big.
She grew some like
One a
kumquat
year.
size kind of like little.
Those are cute.
We're gonna celebrate it having a lemon day where
Yep.
we pick the one lemon our tree provides.
Yeah. So I'm curious. Yeah, like let us know what it tastes like. Because like when I went to Cuba, I tried lemons there, and they were fucking sweet. It blew my mind.
Yeah.
I was like,
There's also a
But don't get
There's
it
a
wrong.
bunch-
Oranges are not fucking orange.
no.
So
Yeah.
it's so
it's
weird.
gross what they do to them. Like,
Yeah, it's-
to
it's-
make them orange.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
fucked
but
up.
that's
So-
where the color was named. The color was named after the
Yes.
fruit, not the other way
Yep.
around. So what are you telling me? They're not orange.
They're actually green. They dye them orange.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't know that.
So they dyed them, and then they made up a color for the fruit that they dyed out of the color that comes
Right,
out of the fruit.
yeah.
That sounds like a
is
human
di-
thing to do.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
That sounds
Carry
like
on.
a human move. Yeah, that's a human thing
Yep.
to do.
A
But
lot
no,
of- yeah. Sorry.
So all those commercials with the oranges on the trees
so
are fake.
yeah, no.
So you're
fuck.
telling me my OJ is dyed?
Well, the juice
the
is
inside,
orange.
Juice
they're
is
inside.
orange.
This is wrong.
Anyway, sorry.
Well, no. So what? All I was saying is that so the juicy fucking sweet lemons out that way or whatever, and lemons like all around, like lemons generally every place that you go are a little bit different and that sort of thing. But the funny thing is that that's probably a native plant there, right?
Yeah.
And one of the fucking things that I love about foraging is that it actually connects you to where you're at, generally. So like you're gonna eat differently if you actually start foraging. Like don't get it wrong, like Danny and I aren't like living our life like literally like we only
Hand
eat
to
what we
mouth
can
or something.
fucking find what we can and
Yeah.
like we're just like
Little
it's more
squirrels
so
and-
it's more so like how do I get to know the area I'm in like you did and understand it and
Yep.
then start to use the elements around it to create actual food.
Yep.
Like I said, we're not out to eat shit. She's talking about like eating some of the stuff is not palatable. We eat good things and we find good flavor and good ingredients
Yeah.
by nibbling on little bits of everywhere.
Well, and hey,
And
some
like-
of the mushrooms
and-
that you
and
can
boom.
find, people pay hundreds of
Oh
dollars
That's what
a
I'm
talking about.
pound
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that stuff.
We
like,
found, oh my God, we found really awesome mushrooms this summer. We found a big patch of morels. I don't know if anybody knows morels.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I
We
have
found
no
a giant
clue about
patch.
what kind of flowers you're talking about.
this is
at
the
all.
quietest
Oh, no,
I've ever
mushrooms.
heard.
Like you start
He has
talking about
not a clue what's going on.
flowers, lavenders. Like I've heard the names. I'm just like, fuck. What does lavender look like?
Honestly,
what is this?
yeah. So I totally understand. I'm not a big plant person, but I love animals.
We kind of
But
live the same
I'm-
way you two do. It's just we go out find our food. Like we find the
Right.
local McDonald's,
Oh.
KFC,
Forage,
and we find it.
chicken
And
It's the
nuggets.
McDonald's drive-through.
we eat what we can find.
It's like drive through or do I go in?
Wow.
I want to work for my food. I'm gonna go in.
so,
So you're hunting.
so for,
I walk in all slow, you
Oh
know.
my God.
first of all, loads. That's
Yeah,
what we
loads.
say instead of cheers on
All
our
right,
show.
yeah.
So loads, everybody. Yeah,
doing this,
This
are
is
we?
that New
All
Zealand.
right, thanks, Tommy.
Clank,
Yes, we are.
Thank you, you three.
Fuck you, Bretzky.
I know. I think Shay's gonna like this one. This is not up my alley. This is hops in the face.
It's warm.
I
It's
actually like
warm,
it, and
yeah.
I don't like hops. So.
This is
No, that's
tasty.
Does
not
that
hops
fridge
enough.
work?
Ooh, I like-
I'm drinking a Bubble Stash here IPA Cairo hop, so
This is nice.
strong.
I like
It's
it,
not
yeah.
bad. Coming from me.
I thought you just pulled these out of the fridge.
I did, but they weren't in the fridge when I bought them. You guys
Oh.
only came in.
That's all right.
They've only been in the fridge.
I'm
for like 2
European,
hours.
so I don't care.
Yeah, Pilsner's not supposed to be ice cold.
No, that's almost a sin.
But secondly, why don't we get back into go a little bit further back into how Manitoba WildCraft started and what Manitoba WildCraft is and all that. I know. I mean, I've been your friend since high school.
Yeah,
and
long
we've been
time.
through all the shit.
By the way, first question: Why? Why would you be friends with this guy?
Have you been
Association.
His words, not mine. My words, bestie. Just joking.
But we used to also barbecue together. We
yeah.
used to jam
Oh, you guys
together.
did
all
you
this
guys
shit.
do, like,
Yeah,
the competitions
yeah,
and stuff?
He was
Yeah.
on my team. He traveled with me down.
On
into the
your
States
team?
there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's man's.
He brought him along, you know.
That's the big ham.
Yeah. Sons of Hamarchy.
Do you
Represent.
microwave steak?
Do I microwave
Yeah.
steak?
Do you microwave
Or
steak?
would you?
Would I microwave a steak?
For him.
First off,
For him.
And you don't know me, so
no.
just,
Would I do it for you because you preferred it?
no. That was a rhetorical question. Don't just ignore him.
Like if
This
that's
guy
something,
microwaved
if that's
steak
something,
one night.
if that's something that you needed because
No,
you wanted it, I'd be like, okay, I
I'll
will
make my
microwave
own
this
steak.
steak for you.
If he asked you when you were pissed drunk to make him a steak, would you do a nice preparation or would you just throw it in the microwave?
Okay,
and give it to
here's
him?
how it actually.
Well, first off, I mean he's an okay guy, so I probably put a
here's how
little
it
more
actually
effort
went.
in. But
Well,
Hey
you've
Joe,
only known
would
him
you
for
like a
20
steak?
minutes.
Sure. I didn't know.
No,
it was gonna,
no. It wasn't,
I was-
hey, Joe, would you like a steak? It was, hey, Joe, would you like a steak when you got here? 4 hours later,
I
you
was
were like,
sitting here.
hey, why don't you make me that steak after everyone had eaten?
I don't remember that.
okay, well, here's one thing. In our house, the cast iron is like literally on the
That's all I
oven
use.
all
That's
the
how
time.
you make it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, like it's almost as fast as a microwave if you're about your cast iron life. Like I'm not gonna lie, like
I'll
cast
show you
iron.
my collection
No,
after,
I will
Al.
high five you right now. But like if you're about a cast iron, it's about as fast as a microwave for a steak.
And in
Fuck
the
yeah.
wild, cast iron.
Oh hell yeah,
yeah.
hell yeah,
Cast
hell
iron.
yeah. We cook
Or
cast
or a
iron.
microwave.
We've been experimenting with different shit with like because we want to try and like cook all these different ways because I just think that humans as fucking proven earlier, we just overcomplicate the shit out of everything. Like why the fuck do we do that?
I got to
So,
show
like,
you my Dutch oven.
Yeah, so it's like one fucking pan
Oh,
can
boy.
solve a lot of problems. One fucking
It gets complicated.
it gets. But that yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, let's go back to the beginning because you used to be a hip hop artist, and we've talked about you on the show before. You founded the
Many,
Northern
many
Touch,
times, yeah.
God.
you founded the Northern Touch Music Festival, which we had Q on the show recently to talk about. We had C on the show, and he talked about you as well, and
his
God.
pickles.
doing some shows with you. And yeah, he loves pickles. I've never met somebody who loves pickles as much as him.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. The whole show.
yeah.
But then, yeah, out of that career, you got into this bushcraft, wildcraft stuff. And
Yeah, like, what the fuck,
Yeah, so
buddy?
so why don't you explain to us how that happened and what Manitoba WildCraft is?
I think
That was my elbow, not a fart.
Sure.
On the table. I
think it was
can't.
kind
I
of
can't do it again, but I
cumulative,
promise.
Me and you kind of having an interest at the same time and just diving into it. Because
Yeah.
I was kind of starting to dip my toe into like what I wanted to do, and we were always camping in spruce woods, and it was kind of like it just came together. We were kind of like, oh wow, you can eat this thing, and then it kind of grew into this fascination. And with mushrooms, I like mushrooms quite a bit. So I took a mushroom course, and we had learned about it together. So you started finding chaga, which actually isn't a mushroom, but
Yeah, oh yeah, we talked
Yeah,
about
we
chaga.
talked
yeah.
about chaga,
Yeah.
and this is who I went foraging for.
yeah. So
it
I don't know
with.
if you have anything.
I where did it start? Like obviously you and I have like turned it into what it is currently and
Yeah.
like and whatever. Like just in terms of like we have a website manitobawildcraft.com and we blog a little bit there and you can like follow us on
Well,
Instagram.
you blog.
Yeah, no, it's all good. But like, you know, but at the end of the day, it started. I think for me personally, the fact that I had toured and like I'd been doing music for so long that, and she had been with me, and we'd seen so much of the world. Like we've been around the world and we've seen a lot of different things and a lot of different ways to live, a lot of different lifestyles, a lot of different customs, a lot of different like whatever. And as I was getting older and like. and music for me was like whatever, and then COVID hit and shit, and I was starting other companies and like, you know, being an entrepreneur elsewhere. I think for me this was like one of those things where her and I were like, we should really explore our own backyard. And so that meant actually going to places in your own province that people talk about that you're like, you've never just done. Like, go do that. Like, go actually strap on your boots. We went to Churchill. We went to places where people are like, oh yeah, you
Did
know,
the
you
Mantario.
go and did the Mantario. We do these things now where we're like, holy crap, like what is the area around us? And then to tie that back to wild food and like why we live the way we do, and our whole mentality is like, that's when we realized when the time she's talking about when we met was like, we kind of want a homestead. We've been around the world. like this place is badass. Like as much as people shit on like whatever, if you strip away all the social context and stuff like that, the actual nature that's here and the foundation to like be able to like have great crops. This is why we have a lot of agriculture around. Like the soil is great. The
and it's not like it's like, ugly landscape.
No, it's not. Like
we
it's
have
not.
Fucking
it's not
beautiful.
It's not.
Landscape
Super diverse.
It's crazy.
Too.
And
like,
I think
it is crazy
and,
all around.
Yeah, and I think that then when her and I started doing this, we just realized we made Manitoba WildCraft our discovery and our rediscovery of our own backyard and the wilderness around us, and how much that can actually provide for you in a world that is constantly becoming more and more like fucked up. And we're not alarmist in any way. Like we're not preppers. Not like we're not doomsday preppers. We're not at all.
There's no bunker.
But like
or there is, but it's not for that.
But like
I won't tell.
Yeah, but knowing a couple different things in your head and walking by while you're walking home from work or whatever you're doing, and then all of a sudden to see a patch of something that's growing on a sidewalk or whatever, and you're like, shit, I can eat that. And that's like in this economy, it's like fucking $20 worth of food. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
like,
then somebody comes
like,
with the weed whacker.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my God. Like, and fine, because people are ignorant to it and we've got so disconnected from it. But if I would say the reasons why I forage are, one, because fuck food prices sometimes. Two, because it connects me with the area I'm in. Three, it connects me to the other people around me in a weird way. Like when you start, for instance, my neighbor, I don't like our neighbor. Like fuck this old woman. Like fuck her
and
her garden.
Dispute for as long as I've known shit.
It's like blood versus Crips when it comes to like seriously, she's in a wheelchair.
But garden
edition. Oh, this bitch. So like fucking like
I don't know what's going on. But
it's been like 3 years since we moved in, but it's been a long time since we moved in there. But like 4 years since I started the garden. Yeah. And she'll just like she's definitely like, you know, she
spraying shit on your weeds or what?
It's not even the spraying shit on the weeds.
It's like a competition almost.
It's a bit of a competition, like
one-upping almost. But she's like in a wheelchair, obviously. She's
yeah,
she's
and so
like
it makes
90
it harder.
years old.
She's
like
gardening in her wheelchair.
No,
she hires people
and she
to do her
bitches
garden.
at them.
She complains
to do it
the
all.
whole time.
Do it better than that.
She'll be there in a wheelchair,
it's
like
fucked up.
telling people how to do things.
Yeah,
and she's nice to me though.
Of course she is.
So it's between them.
You just want to go over and just knock her over from the wheelchair.
Yo, I'm fucking so
what you're saying is she just doesn't like men.
I'm not saying she has a vendetta against Shae particularly.
Oh, it's personal.
Because when we moved in, essentially when we moved in, she was like, oh, now you're gonna take care of the yard because.
Are you eating her plants?
I'm fucking eating her plants. I'm eating her fucking plants. Yo, are you kidding me?
Weeds, man.
Yo, let me loop it back. But yes, I'm eating her fucking plants. First off, second off,
dicing them up in the yard, eat them all for seconds.
First off, it's from the parsley family. It's called goutweed, and it grows all over the place as a fucking ornamental. But in like one quick season, it goes fucking wild. What do they call that when it goes wild? It's like
invasive.
Not invasive, but they feral. It goes feral within like a season. So like it goes from like looking ornamental with these white like edges on it and shit like that. Display picture. But like, and then like, but it goes green. But that shit's from the parsley family, and you can eat that shit. Like seriously, it's so good. And the crazy part is that she's just like, she just lets it grow. She doesn't care. She's yelling at her like the workers that are helping her, like and me and whatever. Anyway, so my tomatoes this year are crushing hers. End of story.
That's why she hates you.
Yeah, it's kind of like a one-up.
He's got better tomatoes.
Yeah, are you fucking kidding me? My tomatoes could feed a nation.
I don't know.
But I wanted to actually touch on that a little bit because, like, like you said, like, tomatoes. Growing tomatoes, like you only get so many, but the homegrown tomatoes are
the flavor. The flavor is the
Hell yeah.
fucking.
So it's
Store-bought
worth it.
tomatoes
unbeatable.
are disgusting.
Oh, like
Yo.
I got to the point where in the winter I barely eat tomatoes because it's just like
Oh my God.
See, and
You
for
gotta
me,
grow
it's not
them.
bad because I'm in the country. I'm on a well, so like I don't pay for water. But the point I was getting at, like when you're in the city and stuff, and you're paying for water, and when we've had summers like we've had the past 3-4 years where it's literally a drought, you're spending hundreds of dollars in water just to keep
I
these
spend
plants
more
alive.
money on worse things. So
Where is your garden this
True.
year?
It didn't
true.
happen. I fried it before it got planted. I took it out one day
no.
and
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I
fucked up.
have like 2 plants left that I'm keeping alive. I think
Like
it's
the grass is growing right over the whole top of it almost.
Oh yeah, it does. I have to till it every year.
Holy fuck.
I till it and I put a few yards of some good soil in there.
Have you heard of permaculture?
Yeah, that's where to go. But here,
I've had some talks with Shae over the
Oh,
years.
I know. But
No till.
I know, not tilling it. But that's why wild food again, another reason why we bring it back to the wild food thing is because it just grows. Like it doesn't take it's your understanding of what's going around you. It's only yourself. It's
Right.
like if you knew and knew like just like had the skill and knowledge, then it's growing everywhere. You don't have
Yeah.
to do anything. You just the grocery store is free and you literally can just like cop it right there. But I want to do one. I did want to say one thing about your tomatoes, and I wanted to ask you, or not ask you, but to get you on this. We need to clarify one thing about genetically modified shit. This pisses me off so fucking much. So like again, we're not extremists. We're not coming from this in a place of like, you know, preppers or like
Yep.
fuck the government anyway, but like,
Yeah.
you know, not
But for not for that reason.
but not for that reason, but like whatever. And one thing that you know, and the organic people, oh my god, like the granola organic
Organic's
people.
different.
Well,
but
no,
yes.
I know, true, but like the what I'm saying is the group of people that I'm talking about, the like strictly vegan, like crazy people who are just like doing this for some consumer reason.
Righteousness.
Bullshit.
Yeah, like bullshit. Okay, can we correct the whole fucking DNA, like the whole genetically modified? Because
Yes.
like our tomatoes are doing exceptionally better being genetically modified, but this is not like some Frankenstein fruit. Can you explain it?
Yeah. So, for example, tomatoes. They have actually genetically modified. I actually love GMOs. They have done wonderful things for the planet. They produce high yield, high nutrition. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. Don't believe anybody. There's tons of science. Like I've studied this. People have scientists around the world.
I'm so
Agree.
happy this is happening on the show, and
Yes.
I don't have to say I'm not allowed to talk about this.
Yes,
fuck.
honestly, I've gotten to. We had debates about it. There's no problem with GMO. It is actually a wonderful thing. People are very worried about cancer and stuff. But although organic food is different, I just want to differentiate because they don't spray and they're kind of like that's why
Yeah,
it's more
they're
expensive
just
because they have to kind of like
Manually do it or
manually
whatever,
do
so.
stuff. But the thing is, pesticides have a very low risk of giving you cancer. Like it's a known carcinogen, obviously. If you're spraying Roundup on everything, you're going to get cancer, or it's likely you will get cancer. But so pesticides, fungicides, all that stuff is not good. But I mean, you wash your vegetables, it's fine.
Yeah.
GMO, on the other hand, they have done some amazing things with tomatoes. So they have bred them. For example, you had said one time we got tomatoes and you were like, this tastes kind of fishy. But they have actually made them cold hardy by crossing them with fish.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and also strawberries. So there's a bunch of different things that do happen, but that's just to make it.
There's several common fruits and vegetables that we enjoy today
Oh, I know.
because of
Because of
GMOs.
GMOs.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Yes, I know.
they would be
Bananas.
extinct.
Bananas are a huge
are
one.
pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
So bananas are actually pretty much unedible because of, GMOs made them edible. The seeds were humongous. There's barely anything to them, and bananas are awesome.
And it's
Yeah.
and I want to put in there as well that it's not doing anything that we couldn't already do. It would just take
Yes.
generations to do
Exactly.
it. We're just,
Yeah.
So-
we're just cutting out those
100%. We're cutting out those
generations.
generations.
So naturally,
yes.
this could happen in nature.
Yes.
GMO
Yes. This
is
is
just
the
a
thing.
quicker accelerant to
Yes.
getting those generations to happen quickly and favorable conditions for consumption.
Yes.
So food hunger is a big issue. Food security is a big issue for a lot of
Yes.
communities, and this is helping so many people. Like
Which-
the
which again-
nutrition. Like everyone keeps saying, nutrition's going down. GMOs are scary. It's because you don't understand.
GMOs are fine.
The science behind it. It's totally safe.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
and the organic produced thing is a very big marketing plan
Yes.
as
Oh,
well.
fuck
'Cause
yes.
a lot
Green
of
labeling
times,
is huge.
a lot of times, things that are organic are far less healthy for you because the pesticides involved in doing it when it's non-GMO are
Right.
far more harmful to your health
Right. So
than this just
Sorry.
cutting out of generations.
So they do say no pesticides or whatever, but they do use pesticides. They use alternatives to things that maybe you haven't heard of normally. It's not
Yeah.
that they don't. It's that they do, but it's kind of labeled in a green way.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't really...
As a non-chemical, but
Yeah.
everything is a
Yes.
chemical.
Chemical.
So
People
Yeah.
have chemophobia is a big thing, to be honest, because like
Being
chemicals
afraid of
aren't
chemicals.
terrible.
No.
Like they help, but we use chemicals every day, like every hour probably. But like it's the
Air is a
chemophobia
chemical.
with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Technically, yeah.
Anything could be a chemical,
But
like
water.
yeah.
But that's why, like, it totally, like, again, all of these conversations that we're having are reasons why it looped back to just like finding food around us.
Yeah.
Like when you're walking around the bush and then you're like, oh shit, there's like, again, $20, $50, $100 worth of mushrooms just randomly sitting here. And it
Right.
comes down to just knowing that. And so, like, that's why we would have these lengthy conversations about like pesticide use and GMOs and like
I'm
why
not pro
food and like
pesticide
no
or
but
anything
I'm
either,
just
but
saying like
yeah.
just we'd have these long conversations, but at the end of the day, like wandering around outside, you can literally walk home and then be like, what the fuck? On our street, which is an avenue in the city, there's mushrooms that grow on a certain tree on the city, and we know about it. We've learned about it. That mushroom grows so much that we could probably eat that every day for probably 2 weeks.
Have you
easily.
ever eaten like wild mushrooms?
Oh, hell
like,
yeah.
like what we
Oh,
see
hell
in
yeah.
Winnipeg?
Oh hell yeah!
Yep.
Oh hell yeah!
Yep.
Oh fuck.
Oh yeah! Yeah, and I actually like I did bring some stuff. I
No,
didn't
no, no,
bring-
no, no. Just
I
kidding.
didn't bring, I didn't bring any mushrooms, but like
We
Oh.
left our morale.
there are a few things in here.
See,
like-
I always thought that.
those are way too good to share.
So, which ones are poisonous in our city? Like, you see them grow on people's
the ones that you
yards.
find growing in
There's
your
none.
backyard, you don't want to probably.
There's
eat
really
those.
none. There's actually 2 mushrooms that are
Let the guy
toxic.
talk.
Yeah, so
There's actually 2 in
go
Manitoba
ahead.
that will kill you or like could be potentially harmful to like killing you, but honestly, none. The thing is, and the best thing that I think that her teacher said at some point, I don't know if it was from her class, but it was like, if you didn't know what a strawberry looked like, okay, if you didn't know what a raspberry looked like, if you didn't know what a blueberry looked like, and then somebody was like, yo, out there's berries that grow on bushes. Some of them kill you.
I
some
probably
of them
try them
don't.
all.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying, though?
yeah.
But do you know what I mean? Like, if you just switch up your thinking a little bit for a second and go like, wait, how many berries would you eat? How many, like, start
Yeah.
thinking in that terms. And then you're like, oh, shit, wait a minute. Because most mushrooms, if they say that they're, like, toxic, it's either it gets you high or fucked up to some degree.
toxic does not mean poisonous.
Yeah, toxic doesn't mean poisonous.
Yeah.
Gastric distress.
Yeah,
and,
gastric like distress and like that
various-
sort of shit. So like you have to understand, there's only a few that will like literally kill
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
on the
We
spot
do
like
have
that.
some, though.
So
Here
yes.
in Winnipeg?
there are 2.
Yeah.
There are 2 that are actually deadly in Manitoba, I believe.
So what if a dog ate them? Same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
pretty
So
much.
A lot of it varies differently with different mammals too, because it's like sometimes we can eat them, sometimes deer can eat them and be fine. Sometimes dogs will eat, your house plant and die. Like it varies, but
It's just like anything. If you're gonna eat wild food or you're gonna try things in the wild, eat a little bit at first. Don't
Or
don't
test
go
it on
for
the
it,
eggs.
yeah. But even then, that doesn't
Oh, I
work.
thought you said
because
the
it's like-
eggs, not the eggs.
Well,
because
and-
that doesn't work.
My ex loves mushrooms.
in the wild, there's like a 8-step process or something,
Yes,
isn't there?
there
Where
is, yep.
you test it on the skin
the
first,
skin,
then you
yep.
test it on
Check
the
that
lips,
there's irritation, lips,
and then you inner
you
mouth.
take a little bit and spit it out, and then you
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
eat a little bit, not enough to like make you sick, and then if it's okay, but I mean that's over days of.
That's what the military.
You
does
wait
as well,
8 hours when you rub it on, and then you it's a very long process. But if you're in a pinch and you're starving, that will definitely could save your life. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's like so speaking of wild mushrooms, I got some West Coast wild foods here. So shout out to them. They don't know me. It's not like we.
Yeah, we'll tag them.
Like whatever.
Whatever,
West Coast wild foods. So we often like will try to find wild food, particularly if it doesn't grow in an area or something like that, just as like a flavor.
Collaborate or
So
something,
like this
trade.
here is pine mushroom matsutake, and they don't grow very much around here, or at least like we haven't found a spot.
On the East Coast.
And so like here is something that's unique. Like when you think mushroom, so this is a cool kind of first sort of thing to kind of smell, because it's one of those ingredients that you either like it or you don't like it.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
Do you
like,
like pine sol?
yeah. Well, not well. Yeah.
I like gin.
So here.
Close.
So the smell of it is going to be either you're like,
Lemony
okay,
it's like
or not.
cilantro. Either you
Yeah.
love it or
Yeah,
you
it's
hate it.
it's like cilantro. So this is pine mushroom. So this is from their mushrooms that they grow in the forest out there.
It smells good to me.
Yeah.
Try
okay.
some. Put
Good
your
to you?
like, put some in your.
It's all over my face, eh?
Whoa.
I particularly don't like
She doesn't like
pine
it.
all that much, but
To me,
again,
this
it's
Sorry,
smells
where
like,
did you say this
fish
was
food.
grown? Like, where is this?
This is
On the
wild
east.
grown and foraged in BC.
yeah.
It smells like fish food to me.
Does
Yeah,
it?
see,
It does, yeah.
Ah,
I don't-
interesting.
I don't-
Kind of has that
Interesting.
flavor to it. Not gonna lie, but like
Interesting.
I could see it being used as.
It's highly nutritious and good for
I would add this.
testosterone.
It's a very different. It's got
Very
a very.
good for testosterone, actually.
It's almost got like a bit of a sharp.
I don't need that.
Not cinnamon, but like sharp, sort of like edge to it.
It's a
And
very earthy.
It
it's
is,
a
yeah.
very, very different sort of.
So what would
flavor.
you use that on?
So I would use it in anything with the
Pasta.
mushrooms, like any pasta. Anytime there's
You sprinkle
mushroom
some on,
pizza.
it's-
And the only reason
How
why
high is this gonna get me?
Bretzky's treating it like a thing of chew.
Nice.
He's just like stuffing it in his lip.
Slow
Spitting
release.
into a bottle right
release that
No, but yeah, like you said it. It's very earthy, but I like it. Like, I
like
can
it.
see now. You
But
said
that
pasta.
would not be sold in a store. So just to bring
Oh,
it back
okay.
to like
It's a wild
for
food.
instance, like into bring it back to a kind of what we were talking about.
Right.
That's from a company that does wild food specifically, goes and harvests wild, and similar to what we do. We do it in very small batch, and we're just like two
Yep.
people that do this for fun as a blog and like
And
one
for
of our
yourselves,
side
yeah.
things and like
Yeah.
whatever. But like it's all about we want people to reconnect with that wilderness and around them. So BC, sometimes we order some stuff from online because we support the community, and it'll be like, damn, you can't get that flavor anywhere. So like right off the bat, like immediately, I'm like, shit. Like, what about like using that in like and you cook, so like
And a barbecue rub.
barbecue rub. Immediately I was thinking like wings. I was thinking like a few other different things where it might be kind of nice. You know how
Even in a salad or something.
you know how like
that,
wings
like-
sometimes they dip it in the sharp cheese, the blue cheese or
Yeah.
whatever dip or whatever, that would replace that sharpness in the blue cheese that you could probably work with. So like we this wasn't all about like fuck the system as well at the beginning. It was about love of food. Like I said, I'll bring it back to that. Like learning, us wanting to homestead, us really loving food, us being like, where does food come from? Us being like, wow, the food system's really weird. And then not only that, but like I used, obviously I'm chubbier now, but like I used to weigh
Look
like
at us,
150.
man. All three of us.
No,
are.
no, but I was like, I was 8-pack, I was chiseled, but like that came from food. And again, food and understanding exercise. So all of this came from the love of food, I think.
Yes.
And then now it's progressed into a complete lifestyle change where it's like, we wear like fucking fire starters around our neck. Like we're literally like so far
ready.
in that it's like we're ready for pretty much like if all of a sudden all social stuff was gone tomorrow, we'd still be able to walk around and be like, okay, cool. So now we have to get our food from here
Right.
versus the grocery store. And again, we'd still get up and work hard 9 to 5 and we'd still like whatever. But we've pretty much set ourselves up in a place where we don't have to worry about whatever other system is in place.
Yeah.
And I want to say another thing too, going back to I'd say the earlier days would probably be, I know I've camped with you a few times out on your land and just spending the time out there. It's there's no electricity, there's no running water,
Off grid.
so we
Very
would
much.
take the time and do things like make cordage, make shelter, make try to fish with stuff that we made and stuff like that. And that's just like the shit that you do to kind of entertain yourself while you're out there, but at the same point you're learning something that's valuable too, because like you said, when and if society ever goes to shit, you at least know how to make yourself a shelter in the forest and put out a snare somewhere that's reasonable, that's going to actually catch something, let alone being able to make a snare. Like you got to understand everything about it. And then things like understanding how to just make cordage when you have none is so invaluable.
Right.
So yeah, I'd say that's another thing too with the Manitoba WildCraft group, which is on Facebook and stuff too. There's that community of people just sharing all of that knowledge, which is always fun as well to just keep learning. And I know you're as well fans of the show Alone. I'm a huge fan of that show too.
Yeah.
And this season's been pretty fun when there's two Canadians on there. One guy
I know.
One
Pinawa.
I'm rooting.
He's from South America.
I'm rooting for him.
I guess so are you.
Obviously,
Yeah, so are we, yes.
we're rooting for both of them, honestly.
But
South
Timojin,
America.
I think the other guy from where's
Doctor.
he from? Montreal area.
Yeah, Vancouver,
Montreal,
Montreal. Yeah.
But he's been
He's amazing.
really good.
He's really
he's
good.
actually been impressing me quite a bit.
Now,
I gotta ask, have you ever like eaten? Sorry.
no, go for it.
Have you ever like tried something and be like, oh fuck, that's
all
not
the time.
good. Like
Yeah,
I'm
all the
feeling
time.
messed up, or
Not messed up.
Well, chaga actually kind of.
Yeah,
made
not
me
messed
like
up.
I'm not ever gonna eat that again. I ate the wrong
Not
plant,
ever
kind of
eat
thing.
Again, but no, never.
No, and honestly, that's the funny thing is that like.
So if the world goes to shit, we just follow them, right?
Yeah,
well, but not only
I'm
that,
going straight to his land.
but not only that, the funny thing is that like it's like it's all around you. It's this weird. It's weird. Like, why are you so gated from the green things you see around you? Like gated off. Like if you actually think about that, there's 3 green things all around you, and you're so gated off from it that you don't even recognize what might be food or what might not be food, and there might be food everywhere.
He was
Yep.
showing me the cracks in my sidewalk. There's shit that you can make tea with. There's stuff that
Pineapple.
tastes exactly like
I'll give you a crack to lick.
There's foliage that tastes exactly like spinach.
Yeah.
And even the clovers are like
The
you
pea
showed me.
family,
So the
yeah.
thing you
Pea
picked
family.
up right at the end when we walked in, the thing that you picked up, what are
Yeah.
those called? I was actually asking a guy
Pineapple
at work
weed.
today.
That was pineapple weed,
Okay, I was
which is in the chamomile family.
and they
So-
got those little yellow balls
Yep.
on the top,
Yeah.
right? I was actually, it's funny because I was asking a guy at work today, I was like, what are those even called? Because there's some sitting outside where we smoke or whatever.
Yep.
He's like, I think it's something like mustard. Like, no, it's definitely not. Just
You know
what's
what?
funny though?
Everything
Everything's a
yellow is
mustard.
mustard.
Honestly,
Every
mustard.
yellow plant is mustard.
No, but wild mustard actually. So we've modified again GMOs, but we have modified wild mustard into Brussels sprouts, into what else was it? Kale,
Oh, so
into a whole. I can't remember.
Well, it's the
them all
same
right
with the broccoli family. Like the broccoli
Yeah.
family is like 12 very different vegetables that
Right.
are all the same plant.
Yep.
And it's like this one they went strong on the foliage, and this one they went strong on the budding. And
Yeah,
this one they
exactly.
went
It
strong
bunched
on the-
here, or like cabbage. Actually, that came from wild mustard as well. So it's like very interesting how it kind of, because actually Brussels sprouts are just a stalk with little cabbages on them.
It's
And
so
then
amazing.
It's amazing.
There's actually, if you
Weird
go to
as shit.
City Place on, I think Thursdays, they have a farmer's market there, and there's a
Right,
lady
yeah.
that sells fresh Brussels sprouts, and you can literally
looks
just
so
buy
weird,
like
I
it's a
know.
stick. It's like a rod with just all these balls on it that you just
Exactly.
like pop.
Brussels
them
Like
off.
sprouts are
little
good.
cabbage Brussels
I
sprouts
love
are
Brussels
Weird as
sprouts.
fuck. But pineapple weed is in the chamomile family, and just to confirm, it's you can also not just drink the tea, but it's like it's actually quite good for like your menstrual cramps, which I'm sure you experienced.
Oh, the Nomad,
They're
she got her
ovaries.
PMS right now, so yeah, she could probably
so
use
can
some
you
of
eat,
that.
Making her
can
a
you
tea
eat that
every
shit
time
or
she
what?
goes to
Can you eat that?
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you could eat
absolutely.
it. I mean, it's
Smells
better for
decent,
like
but-
teas and
Like
and
cooking
stuff like
with
that.
or whatever.
Yeah, like
drinks.
it's very flavorful.
Shay,
so.
would that make
Fuck.
the Nomad less bitchy?
Nomad
No
during-
promises.
during
PMS, yeah.
No
Well,
promises.
no promises.
Speaking of experience,
but let me put it this way.
Just
It is a sedative, so it might put her to sleep.
Loads.
All right.
yeah,
Okay, so
How
so
much of
she's
that
getting
do you
some
have on
tea
your
next
property?
episode.
yeah. Next episode, Nomad's on here. We're making her some tea.
How much of that do you got on your property, Bretzky?
We need a lot of it, or we'll talk about it after the show.
Dosage, you're gonna have to figure out. Tell me how much sleep
yeah.
is required. How much sleep is required in
A
this
bit.
situation?
There's a bit.
I know she will. I know she will love the experience, the whole experience from
Her
start to
ovaries
finish.
will love it.
but that's the thing is that there's like the crazy shit is that food is literally everywhere, and people are more and more in a place where, well, particularly like we have a son And like if he doesn't know like the fridge and the microwave, if he didn't understand those two things, he's fucked.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like straight up. And like, and that frightens me because it's like, shit, like, why can I at least pass down 5 plants to him? And like I said, I was talking to you on the walk, and I was saying this doesn't come from like some like you know, traditional like we were both, you know, she's El Salvadoran, I'm Colombian, I have a little this basically Hispanic and like Latino, and like have a little small amount of indigenous in me, but like really this is not coming from like a whole like my whole life has been the forest and like whatever and all that type of shit. But like if you can,
for me it kind of
You were borderlining recording with Kanye, and then you.
I'm
for sure.
I'm kind of like regressing back to my childhood because I actually grew up on a farm in Labrokery, had a slaughter farm out there, and my father was very much a forager. So I remember he had this memory of like me going and planting Smartie trees when I was like 2. Like we went and did that. So we were just always foragers, always hunting. My dad actually caught a wild boar and like stabbed it in the heart. Like he got it himself with his bare hands.
Nice.
Like, this has been my life up until I moved to the city, and I've just hated it. We're just regressing back.
Do you have a picture of it?
I don't.
Probably didn't happen then.
I knew that was
You're making
coming.
this shit up.
No,
Just
no.
kidding.
And like, and that being said, like, yes, my
You know my
family
dad.
wasn't that. My grandfather was like that. So that's what
Yeah.
you know, the land that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
That's my
Exactly.
grandfather's land, and like whatever. But
And you've been tracking boar there for years.
oh
now.
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I got back
We
into
got them
hunting
on
and fishing.
camera.
I was like,
Elusive
what the fuck?
bitches.
Like, so much meat's just like flying around.
Meat's
and then it got
different.
into like this whole fucking meat thing with me, where I was like,
Oh,
I watched
yeah.
all of Meat Eater and was just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Why the fuck? There are so many squirrels. Are you fucking scared to eat a squirrel? Are you actually scared to eat a squirrel? And then I ate a squirrel, and then I was like, Jesus Christ, this tastes like chicken. What the fuck? am
I
I
eat
doing?
a
It's like
squirrel.
rabbit.
Like,
I was gonna shoot it off my back fence, just pissing the dog off, runs back and forth, back and forth. And my Aboriginal buddy, he's like, "You better not shoot that squirrel unless you eat it." I was
Yeah.
like, "How the fuck am I gonna eat this thing?"
just fucking eat it.
Just eat
Like,
it.
that's the
Yeah.
thing.
You
They're
get-
not,
it's
they're
like-
not
Yeah.
rats.
Honestly,
like,
I
they're
keep
not
for-
eating
I keep-
garbage. like, they're
I've eaten
fine
rat.
to eat.
I've tried rat meat,
I'm sure you
I'm-
can.
and
Yeah.
it was actually
was it?
it was like pork.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
a
I'm
lot of
not
things
even
are like
mad
chicken.
at it.
Well,
Yeah.
at
These
South,
days,
South
I'm just
America,
like, what the hell?
guinea pig.
Guinea pig.
is
Guinea pig.
Oh my god!
huge.
Yep.
So what's the
We-
craziest
oh my God.
animal you've ever ate?
Oh shit! What have we eaten? That's weird.
Maybe like
Snake or
kangaroo.
something?
No, maybe kangaroo,
Kangaroo,
or
Well, that's a popular one.
That's a popular one, or the squirrel maybe.
Squirrel.
super
I mean,
maybe
it depends upon
some
what's
snake.
weird,
We had
right?
a
Like,
catfish
cat.
that we caught.
Oh,
Catfish.
I love
Oh, catfish is
Oh my
delicious.
god, catfish
Yeah,
is
but
so
I mean,
good.
But
You know?
nobody around here.
Nobody
eats it.
around here
I-
in
eats
the
it.
south. It's
Dude,
Obviously,
I love
huge.
catfish. Oh my god.
You know what? I'll eat. Fuck. Our I'm from Slovakia, and our Christmas fish is carp.
Yep.
But you don't eat them when they're big and fatty. You
Yeah.
eat them when they're smaller.
Well, and
It's-
actually,
it's
it hasn't
delicious.
been told on here. You should tell the Slovak tradition of the carp with the tub.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like I mean, so this was literally like in our hometown, they would literally bring a giant container full of water and carp, and that's where everyone would go if you want to get a live carp. And yeah, just bring it home and in a bag with water, and then just fucking put it in the tub. And for a day or two, I had entertainment because I'd be like poking the fucking
Take a bath with
Yeah,
them.
well, I was close to like,
Suck you
sucked on
off.
my wiener a little bit, a couple times. I fucked
It's
it.
a
suckerfish.
That's why the
They're
carp
pretty
was delicious.
powerful.
Ew, what?
No, but,
Where are we going?
oh, it's yeah.
Fucking made it
We're just
Slovakia,
getting started.
Tell you what show you were
Slovakia.
But yeah, no, it was like a day or 2 day entertainment for me as a kid. Just like fucking, hey, I named the fish probably. I can't remember, but like,
Yep.
yeah,
Don't
it was-
name them.
That's the thing.
Really
No,
hard.
no, honestly,
We
like,
always named our
that's the
animals
thing.
and
Oh,
then,
yeah.
she's
the pigs and everything.
And then you're
She-
like, take
I did-
this
she
Pookie.
fucking killed-
I did too.
slaughterhouse shit. She used to live on there. But the thing is that like that when you grow up in a situation like that, I think it changes the way you think, right?
Yeah.
With food. So you were saying that you ate the rat, right? But I think it's because you realize like if you're eating, shit's dying. Like don't fucking sugarcoat that.
Yeah.
I hate that
Life
so
is
much.
death.
Life is
Like, they
death.
go hand in
Like,
hand.
are you kidding me? And so
Yeah.
the more you get on track with that, and the more you understand that, like, oh, you know, you might laugh about somebody eating a dandelion. Yeah, but they might be nourishing themselves from something that, you know, that, and you're eating like a McDonald's burger where you have no idea how much death and torture has been fucking to get that on your plate, as much as you might love McDonald's.
Bad slaughterhouse.
So it's like, you know, who are you going to laugh at? Like, I mean, like.
Well, it's funny because like my wife, she's a teacher, and one of her students grew up in like a hunting family. They were hunting since forever, right? And so she posted a bunch of deer on her social media, and you know, she held the deer by the antlers, right? And then all the kids were like, "That's disgusting," and this is like, it's what do you call it? Like torturing and this and that. And it's like, no,
Were they
like
vegans?
Vegan
yeah,
children.
I don't know, but like it was stupid kids, but like their family literally like they use everything. They use even the fur and or the hide, you know, and they use up everything they can from that animal.
Yeah, I think it's a big difference between, even, I'm not even against trophy hunting all that much, but trophy hunting and sustenance hunting is very different, where you're going to feed your family, you're going to make something beautiful out of the hide, and you use all the bones, you use everything to make something. It's very different as to like trophy hunting. Like, I'm not even going to eat the meat of this animal. I just wanted to take a photo with it.
So while you guys are talking about that, when
there
you
is
went
a
to
lot of
Churchill,
trophy.
like, what did you guys eat typically when you guys went to Churchill? Like,
Oh, burgers. But I will say, just tourism.
my buddy's from there, and, it's just crazy.
Because we just did the tourism thing, and we were
We didn't
just
do
like,
the
whatever.
beluga or anything. We didn't.
weren't even-
We would
yeah,
have if we could have the raw
but, like,
beluga meat. Yeah,
it wasn't like that.
It
But
wasn't like that.
but what I will say is that like again, it connects you to the food around you, and it makes you a little bit more cognizant of what you're eating, and makes you think about what you're eating, and like those are all really important things to do, particularly in like this world. And so like the more that we can understand what we're eating and why we're eating it, I think is key. I think that like when most people hear shit like this on like online or like on wherever, and then they like, you know, you're even somebody like yourself who's like, I don't even know, you guys are talking about fucking like whatever. But like,
I just know I'm gonna follow you if Safeway
like,
closes.
Yeah,
for
but
fuck's
like,
sake.
but what I'll say is that like it is very important that you understand that one, what you put into your body is actually under your control, and that you can take a little bit of control back, and you hear all the fucking headlines and shit like that, so you can actually like be like, fuck, you don't even have to grow it. You're like, I know what this is. I know it's on a sidewalk. I know no one's walked here for a while. Yo, we fucking cut asparagus from Assiniboine Park.
Don't tell them where it is.
Okay, I'll just say that much. We know a spot.
Someone
that's
else
growing
knows the
wild
spot too.
in
They cut it
Assiniboine
earlier
Park,
than us.
but you can get free asparagus, and it's still just growing.
That
there.
shit takes 3 years to eat.
I know,
I know.
So
And then it
and there's
grows,
just gold out there.
we had a cabin, and we planted asparagus, and it was first year, second year, and then the girlfriend's dad got in a bad sled accident, so they had to move. The third year, we didn't even get to fucking try the asparagus, and then we were so hyped to try this, and then the people that moved in gutted the garden, just ripped up that asparagus that was ready to go for that year, and they put like a shed on top of the garden.
I would have
That's
paid them $100 for that asparagus plant. If you're in
Asparagus
the
is
know,
expensive.
asparagus is expensive.
So
And
where
then-
is it?
Expensive.
So,
No.
well, I'm not going to tell you, but I'll tell you it's near Assiniboine. But what
We'll
I'm saying
take
is a
you
public
there, but
place.
you can't-
It's a public place.
Can't be
Every
aired.
couple
Yeah.
of weeks, you can go back and get at least like
It's a
$5
secret.
worth of asparagus. And
He's in
my
that
head,
statue garden. You see him on the camera. He's
He's just like, I'm that guy. But the
It's
weird
like
thing
that.
is
Oh,
that like so much of this shit is all around you. And the worst part is that we have been conditioned so hard to be attached to like
Yes.
what we've been eating. It's fucked.
You know, my brother actually, he still lives back in Slovakia, and he got on this, I guess, I wouldn't call it a health kick, but like he's just got into like looking up like the proper herbs and flowers and stuff, and he found this, I forget what it's called, like if I translate it, it's called bear garlic.
Okay.
And it doesn't actually have a bulb, but the leaves they
Oh,
taste
is it
just
like
like
garlic
garlic. Yeah,
Wild onion or something?
Is that garlic scape?
I'm not sure what it has a thick
broad
leaf. It has a
Oh, a
thick leaf. Yeah.
broadleaf. Okay.
Broadleaf like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
And but they're kind of maybe about 8 tall.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
so many
And
plants that taste like things. Yeah.
apparently it's super healthy. So he like bought or like went to pick a bunch because there's few areas that it grows in the wild, and like he uses that like for his marinades and like apparently it's super healthy too. And like he got into a couple weird ones that I was like, okay, I wouldn't do that. Like, not herbs, but other forms of healing materials.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
it's easy to get lost down the
Yeah, yeah,
rabbit
yeah.
We're
hole
not
of, like,
on the rock.
But I was like, when he told me that
Healing
he's looking into
crystals.
herbs and flowers and stuff, I was like, okay, well, I don't see nothing wrong with that
No.
because if it grows into nature,
Yep.
it's probably not bad for you.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like we're not extreme at any point,
Yeah.
and all roads can lead.
No
back
air
to,
guitar
like,
medicine?
Oh my god, all roads can lead back to just knowing around you. And I was thinking about this before the interview because I was like, obviously I'd done music interviews, and I was like, fuck, I don't really want to prepare that much for this. But like the one thing that I will say is that, and I did prepare this. This is the part that I did think about is that one, foraging forces you to be in the moment. I work a lot.
Yeah.
I have 2 jobs
Being
right now.
present.
I'm like fucking like whatever. But foraging actually forces you to turn your phone off for a second when you're on a walk or you are outside, and
Or
being
turn
like,
it on to the identifying app.
Yeah.
and,
That's different.
But more so just that you have to be present because you have to be looking.
Yeah.
So you actually have to be present in the moment, like actively doing the looking on the ground and looking around. So there's one thing. That's one thing that I've found very, very good about it.
Being on the
Secondly,
internet learning is different than just sitting around
ramps.
on
Yeah.
TikTok.
That's
Of
what it
course.
is. That's
hell
what it is.
yeah.
Okay.
What was it,
Wow,
sorry?
ramps. That's ramps.
Ramsons, it says here.
ramps. Those are ramps.
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 It's wild garlic.
Ramps.
It's wild ramps.
Oh, okay.
They're ramps.
Oh, cow leek. I've heard of cow leek. Yep.
So, and then the
Cali?
second
I have
thing
one of
is
those right here.
the second. So aside from the fact that it makes you more present,
I
the
got one
second
too.
part,
It's down here.
Oh, what
A
was
little
my
cow
question,
leek.
sorry?
the second part I think is the fact that it connects you to not just like being present in the time, but it connects us to your area. So
Yes.
if you know all the plants, and it doesn't take long, like kids out here playing Pokemon Go, you can learn fucking 200 plants, like 200 Pokemon.
Oh,
Like you
yeah.
can literally
It's
learn 200
basically
plants.
Pokemon
And if
Go
you know
with the
that,
apps.
then you're connected to the area that you're in. And so that's been a huge thing. And then thirdly, saving money and kind of fuck you to the man is a huge deal.
Why don't you say what apps you use?
Oh, yeah. The apps that I use are she uses Seek and I use Seek as well.
It's going to
I
lead me to
picture
the
this.
asparagus. Keep talking.
Well,
Picture this.
it's a secret.
Picture this. And
So yeah, we both use different apps actually.
Yeah.
I use one called Seek by iNatural. It's actually partnered with National
Nat Geo.
Geographic, which I love. And it basically, you just point your camera at any living organism. It doesn't have to be a plant. It can be an animal. It can be an insect. It can be a fungus. It can be anything, and it will help.
Bretzky.
It's free. However, you use Picture This, which does cost money. So, and it's
I use Picture this.
I don't want to say it's
Premium.
superior, but it is better at some things.
I actually want an app like that because you always see like the odd bug or whatever, and you, what is this? And nobody fucking
Right.
knows what it is.
Yeah, no, it's
I'd
perfect
say
for that.
start with Seek, and if your interest grows to the point of paying for it,
Go to Picture
like
This.
go to Picture This, because Picture This is superior, but it is still it's very good. Both of them are very good apps.
And get some books. Like we
Get
brought
some
some
books,
books
yeah.
here.
Books
The
are
other thing that I'll
helpful.
say is like follow some shit too. There's one person that like I followed. So these books are like kind of like the fucking. They're awesome. Like if you can get your hands on these books,
What are
they
they,
are essentially kind of the ones that.
It's a mushroom book.
Partners Publishing. I don't know.
Yeah. And
I like mushrooms a
edible
lot.
medicinal
Mushrooms of
plants Canada.
Ontario and
Oh, sorry.
Edible and
Mushrooms
medicine-
of Ontario and Eastern Canada. So this one helped us identify some of the most expensive mushrooms we found.
Yep.
Nice.
Show that to the camera.
And edible and medicinal plants of Canada, which
This
is
one's-
also a great one
Yeah.
because it kind of groups
You got
things
it.
into families and shit like that. Oh,
little lower?
shit.
Yeah, perfect.
So
Oh,
we
I didn't
found
even see
lobster
that.
mushrooms. I did a
But-
presentation thing, and that was super helpful.
Yeah, we
but
use that for sure. I
We
mean,
use it all the
the
time.
guide, the
It's
field
awesome.
guides are great, and follow it. Like, just follow it. You're consuming things. Like, don't forget that you have control over what you're consuming to a degree, right? So follow some of these, like, people. And if you don't like a certain way something's being presented, like one that I always revert back to is Crime Pays, but Botany doesn't. And I always
I love
post
him.
I always post up his videos and stuff like that because I don't really want to listen to some fucking annoying biology teacher. Like, no offense to some biology teachers, but
right
like no,
here.
but that being said, but like I don't want to listen to some droning ass shit Crime pays,
This
but Botany
guy's
doesn't.
awesome,
When you
though.
listen to him, it literally sounds like the dude from the hood.
He's from
like
Jersey,
talking to you about
and he's
plants.
like, "Look at this fucking
He's
plant."
like,
I've
look at
seen
this
that guy.
fucking
He's
these
hilarious.
stamens,
him.
and you're like, yo, what the
Yeah.
fuck's a stamen? And then now
I
you're,
fucking
I'm
love
in.
this shit.
Yeah,
It's
I love
fucking
Yeah.
beautiful. Would you
fucking
look at
beau-
that?
would you
Yeah.
look at that?
Look at
You
this
speak my
fucking
language,
flower.
right?
Yeah. And
Then
He's
I'll listen to
awesome.
anything you have to say.
I know. So now I follow.
This
This guy
motherfucker
is
right here is a
smart.
miracle in nature.
So now I'm
He's
following
awesome.
that shit because it and it led me to other things like Black Forager. Black Forager
Forager's
is
dope,
amazing.
yeah.
Follow her.
She has a
She's-
TED Talks as well.
She has a TED Talk she just recently did, but like it's incredible to like start to like when you
Paul
unravel
Stamets, mushrooms.
Paul Stamets for mushrooms, but when you start to unravel a lot of these like different plants and like the reason why we forage and the reason why people should just like really connect with food is that like it is going to get more expensive. We know that. Secondly, you have to take some control over what you're eating or you will be forced to eat whatever fucking like shit they give you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's just a given. And third off, if anything, the one thing you can be assured of, whether taxes go up and like house prices and the market and like whatever, if I plant a seed and it's under the right conditions, it will grow.
Yep.
So we can
That's
still
beautiful, yep.
we can still hold on to certain like consistencies with life that are like the birds still chirp to a degree and
Wow.
you know and
Yeah.
plants still grow.
We have a seed bank if the world goes to
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah, well,
so-
Yeah.
couple or a few episodes ago, we had my friend Steve on from Dreadnought, and he got on a big health kick, tried to lose some weight, and he kind of brought it up, like, like whatever happened to like having your own garden, and then he kind of had the ideas, like imagine if you're on a street with good neighbors, and then one person grows one type of vegetable, next person grows
Right.
the other, and then just kind of everyone grows their
Right.
one vegetables, and then just kind of
They do that, and I think I might have
Exchange
mentioned
things,
it in that episode as
Yeah.
well. But in Nordic companies, they do that. It's called community gardening.
Yeah.
So like one person will grow carrots, the next person grows lettuce, the next person grows tomatoes.
And I mean, I
then,
grew up
like,
on that shit all
like
the
if
time.
you need
Like, my-
tomatoes, you just go to John's house and grab.
They used to have a good one in
whatever.
Transcona. I used to go in there all the time, but now they put houses on top of it.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah,
There's
well, and
another
that's
one
the
down
thing,
on
it's-
St.
it's-
Mary's by the nunnery.
Those things are disappearing slowly, right? Because like all these
Yep.
big giant corporations are taking over,
I
right?
think- yeah.
And like now, like even the laws, like we talked about having chickens in the backyard. Like I would fucking love to have a few chickens. First of all, you get free eggs, right? And then eventually, you can cut down chicken. Make some good chicken soup,
Exactly.
and then just get some
Cut
more.
down a chicken.
Well, you
It
cut the
sound
head.
like you're hacking down a tree.
Well, you
Cut him by his
hack
legs. Start with his legs.
No, you hack
Till he
down the
falls over?
you hack the neck, right?
Just want a few wings. So
You ever see the chicken run?
I'd like to add to that
He'll farm
too.
it
Oh,
back.
sorry.
Just cut this off.
just
I'd like-
pruning it.
oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
I'd like to add to that too. So a lot of food that is sold in grocery stores has to adhere to like specific health regulations. So you only get yay big lettuce or like yay
Yeah.
big peppers or whatever, and it's very limited actually just by standards as to what you can get. Whereas if you home grow, you might get a weird variety just because of pollinators.
yeah.
You might get some mashed up variety of tomato that you love, and that would not be available because of the health. Same with animals too, though. They pump them full of
Yeah,
hormones and
absolutely.
antibodies. It's like very much. It needs to be like a McDonald's Big Mac. It needs to be the same every time.
That's right, yeah.
Whereas in nature, it's you can get variation, and you can get cross pollination, and you can get very interesting varieties that are absolutely amazing. That's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't think shit was supposed to be as clean cut as humans try to make it. And
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
you know what I
Built
mean?
and
Like
corporate,
it's
and
like
it's
it
not
was
supposed
not
to be
supposed
that
to be
way.
like
That's
that.
not
well,
food
it's
that
fucked
you
up.
love.
It's fucked up that when I saw like speaking of tomatoes, like when you have tomatoes growing, they kind of have different shapes. They have like couple like black parts, like
Yeah.
it
Yep.
splits, or whatnot, and like. When it goes through the giant corporations, they throw that shit out.
I know.
That's
Whereas,
so
like,
fucked up.
you just cut it
You know
out,
what's crazy,
and you
though?
can eat the rest.
Those
Yeah,
are the
you're
most
good.
nutritious ones.
Those
Yeah.
are the nutritious
Oh,
ones.
Those
fuck
are
yeah.
the most nutritious
Like
ones.
there, I cut
insane.
as close to it as I can,
I
right?
do that too. Yeah.
And the tomato's still good, but they don't want to sell it because it doesn't look good. People
Yeah.
will not
Yeah.
buy it. Blah blah blah. Bullshit.
Stupid.
Even
What-
that, if you're in a pinch for money, you can even buy stuff that is past due, and just kind of cut out the bad parts because it's even more nutritious than the stuff you're buying. It actually, you need to let things ripen to be,
Yeah.
The Pizza Oven is dedicated to the highest quality pie that the whole family can enjoy. With their amazing sauce and the freshest ingredients, the Pizza Oven is here to provide quality and a great tasting pizza to Winnipeg and East St. Paul. They use a delicious blend of mozzarella cheese and make their pizza crust daily, both thick and thin, and their meats are proudly provided by Winnipeg Old Country. They're located at 1215 Henderson Highway, Unit D in Winnipeg. Call them today at 204-949-3000 because everyone's loving the Pizza Oven. And tell them the VIPod sent you by using promo code VIPod5 for 5% off of your order, and order online for an additional 5% off for a grand total of 10% off of your order.
We would like to take a moment to say a great big thank you to our lead sponsor, SafetyNet Studio, for bringing us to all major platforms under their banner. SafetyNet Studio is a boutique audio company. They produce podcasts, offer voice work, and create content for radio stations across North America. You can head to safetynetstudio.com and check out music news you can use that's covering the chart toppers and floppers. It's a daily 6 to 7 minute pod that keep you up to date with all your active rock and top 40 favorites. You can also hear music news you can use on your local radio station.
Badlands Promotions Inc. is a music production company based out of Portage La Prairie, Manitoba, Canada. They promote local shows, all ages, and 18+. They also offer a wide variety of services including concert promotions, tour bookings, merchandising, flyers, photo and video services, studio recording, EPK, and website building. Call Badlands Promotions Inc. at 204-595-0500. You can also email them at badlandspromotionsplap@gmail.com. VIPod is very excited to promote every Badlands Promotions Inc. show, so come out and support your local scene.
What are we drinking here?
This is another Pilsner. This is the Trans-Canada Portager.
Loads.
Are we doing a...
Yeah. Let's do it.
Oh, I smell orange as soon as it came up to my nasal.
Yeah, it does kind of have a citrusy.
So let's take a look. So now
That's my
I started
favorite so far.
started off with the weird mushroom thing. Now let's get a little bit
I knew that's what that was.
little deeper. This is not a mushroom.
Let's put on some music.
That's not
Got any
it's
Pink
not a
Floyd?
mushroom. This one's not a mushroom though.
Is that a root?
Which was this?
This is a root. So I've got a couple roots here. So
root beer?
and again,
You like root
I want people to don't get people. I don't know who the fuck listens to this shit, but anyway,
Nobody really.
Nobody who's going to try this.
But that being
You're
said,
looking at all of us, right?
if anybody does feels overwhelmed by it, just start going out and pick something and just go start figuring out I want to learn about roots, or I want to
Abundance
learn
in
about
your
this, or I
yard
want
or
to
whatever,
go
yeah.
scan everything in your garden.
Leo, Donovan, just go pick something off the ground and eat it.
No.
straight
wow.
Start from there.
No, trust me, it's gonna be okay.
So
We're professionals.
what does this smell
Yeah.
like? So just open that up there for a second and see what you kind of get there.
Don't say it. Let's all take a whiff and then.
Spoiled it.
I don't know where the lid went.
I know that smell, but I can't place it.
It's a main
I was gonna say
ingredient.
the same. I can't figure it out.
Parsnip.
No.
Parsnip, okay.
Interesting.
Nice. Yeah, okay. I see where you're coming
Oh,
from.
yeah.
Yeah, I wanna-
kind of
I-
popcorny, actually.
I need another.
I'd say
Shake it up.
the popcorn idea.
Popcorn is closer to.
Yeah, popcorn, I think, a little bit.
I don't know where that fucking lid
What
went.
about this
It's
one?
okay.
It's under your gut.
It actually bounced off. So it can't be under it. I don't know. It smells like wood.
I know that. That's the
Yeah,
first
think.
one I get.
Woody is a
does
good.
smell like
That's a
popcorn a
term.
little bit.
Woody.
Yeah,
Earthy or-
Smells like a tree.
This one here smells more like a mushroom or something.
No,
Like
it
it
doesn't have.
definitely has a far earthier smell to it.
What's your third one?
It
there?
fucking vanished, man.
Do you have your third one there?
It's probably under.
Just the two.
Can you see under my ass?
Nobody can see under that.
Easy.
The shadow cast is.
yeah.
I like the smell of that first one. The popcorn idea that you said was pretty bang on for me once
Yeah.
you said it. I couldn't put my finger on it, you know?
Yeah.
Easy, guy.
Now, if you
You're gonna
mix
get
them
high.
together, that's where it kicks in.
That's where it kicks in. So these are actually two
Are
roots.
we going to be able to drive
These
home
are
after
two
we
roots.
smell this chloroform here?
Yes.
These are two roots.
It's actually
that
something
are-
you'll be surprised by.
It's two roots of root beer, and so the reason why I asked if you could tell a difference is because, again, most people would be
So
like,
it's
roots. Can
sarsaparilla?
roots actually have a
Sarsaparilla
different flavor?
and,
Yes, they can.
winter-
Those roots
no,
clearly have a different scent and it clearly have a different like aroma to them.
Yeah.
And these two roots are two different roots. So one of sarsaparilla, and then one of them is licorice, wild licorice, and those are two of the ingredients that go into root beer. Now, I mean, again, when you're out in the wild, or if it depends upon how you're approaching foraging, like you're like, I want to learn like how to forage so that if all of a sudden shit hits the fan, I can feed my family.
I'm following you.
No, well, it's true. Well, that's
Yep.
definitely the
You're the
thing to
chef.
do.
You're
There's
giving me
definitely-
too much information
You
here.
gotta
fuck.
Definitely
watch
the way to
it
go.
first.
Definitely the way to go. But I was gonna say then delete all the information about roots because that's fucking useless to
It's
you in
in
that
the-
situation.
It's
Like,
in the name.
I don't
though,
even
root
remember
beer.
anymore what they smell like. I'm following you.
It's very much in the name, the root beer. It's roots.
Oh,
so
yeah,
these
yeah.
are tap roots of two different plants. So sarsaparilla actually looks a lot like poison ivy.
yeah.
The other
Can
one
you
looks
eat
like-
poison ivy?
No.
I would
Don't.
not. No. There are people that have been orally dosing poison ivy to try to like grow an immunity to it, but like that's about the
You
most.
can't
So-
eat stinging nettle though.
Yeah,
Stinging
nettle
nettle
is
is good.
Yeah,
I was
Very
just
good.
gonna bring it up. Like in Slovakia, there's tons. Like literally, like between the apartment buildings, if there's a little patch of grass, there will be a stinging nettle growing there.
Oh,
What is
yeah.
that like? What is that?
So it's a
Same thing?
It's just a plant, but like if you touch it, you can get a rash. 'cause
So
it
same
has-
thing like poison
hurts.
ivy or
And
poison
your
ivy.
hands will
Immediate,
swell
though.
up.
It's
like
It's immediate. Yeah,
It's
it's
not
not as
like
bad as
poison
poison
ivy.
ivy.
He
yeah.
stole that off your property, Brad. I saw.
It's not quite. It's
Probably.
not quite stinging nettle.
Okay, but stinging nettle tea is
Yes.
fantastic. That's one of my favorite teas, and it actually they use it for shampoo too. It's good for your hair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stinging nettle
It
is
pretty
definitely
cool.
one of the ones that we like highly recommend people get into because like as a
It's-
first forage,
Wear gloves.
it's first off it's easy to find, it's easy to know, and third off it's highly nutritious. It sort of gets you past that whole fear of grabbing something because when
Yeah.
it's young you can actually grab it.
Yeah, yeah.
So when it's young you can actually you don't have to worry about whatever, but it gets you over that whole like weird. There's this weird like the wilderness and me and that gap
People
is so
forget we're
people get so
animals.
yeah we're animals so
We
like
are animals.
again
People
like I
forget
was
that.
saying like don't why it's so
Nature's
weird that
dirty.
nature's
We're
dirty, You're like
dirty.
what the fuck like and so nettle is a good one that nettle this isn't nettle but this is the one that I brought that I grabbed out of the garden as I was walking out the door
that's a
because
yellow
I was
Okay.
like this is one that
I
I'm
have
gonna bring
that
to them.
here. I recognize
This
those
is
leaves.
goosefoot, and so goosefoot, I'll tell you right now, and this is one that you can just grab off the ground and eat. This is just
I'm not eating that.
You're not eating it.
Yeah,
Okay.
give
I'll
it a
try.
try.
I can't do it.
Little piece of spinach, and so like this right here, that's like that grows as a weed anywhere, and like
Yep.
it's spinach. I cook it actually, and
Yeah. That's really good.
right.
Not bad.
So have you ever? Do you know? You probably do. You know what sorrel is?
Oh,
yeah.
I
She
love
loves-
sorrel.
she will fuck
Sorrel
Not a
is-
lot of Canadians
No.
know about sorrel.
I love
which
sorrel.
that-
Once in a while, you can buy it at the MCC here in Niverville. 'Cause
Which-
some
What's
old-
the MCC?
It's like a thrift store, but a lot of
Don't ask. Don't fucking ask.
Okay.
That's it. This show's
Sorry.
done. He's gonna talk about that shit now.
I've got a pin.
a lot of old ladies will bring their like garden overflow
But
stuff.
does she
and
have
just,
sorrel?
And Bretzky goes there and
yes,
picks
and
it up.
they'll sell like Ziploc bags full of their sorrel for
But we're
like
growing
$1.
some.
But
That's
so
amazing.
that shit grew wild in my grandparents' garden, and as a kid, I remember always going to the back corner and just like grabbing a bunch and eating it. My grandma would make like a sauce for like pork meat. Fantastic.
Oh,
yeah.
And then actually last week we were at my in-laws, and my mother-in-law just planted. I'm drooling. I'm literally drooling.
so-
Yeah.
Salivating. No, me
No,
too, though.
No.
Oh my God, me
Your
too.
tongue is numb.
No.
No, but
It
that's
is
The
so.
not-
plant you just ate.
Oh,
You're
shit.
starting to have a
Oh,
stroke.
shit, that was poison oak. Sorry.
No, but so we went to my in-laws, and my mother-in-law just planted that, and so my kids are there, and I was just like, try this shit, and they're just like, eh. I'm like, shut the fuck up, try it, and they took a bite, and they're like, oh my God,
Well, do
it's
you remember
so
It is-
good, yeah.
On the worst episode we ever did, the pop sampling episode,
Yeah.
we had
That's right.
a sorrel flavored
Yeah.
pop that he found from some
Yeah.
ethnic store or whatever. But
No, this was from a local store, but yeah, it's. I think it's actually. I think it was.
it was a Russian or
No, I
something.
think it was like actually South American
Yeah.
pop.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Sorrel, lemon, and
This guy's
lime.
eating the whole fucking thing, man.
it's no, but
Christ.
but
It's
that's.
so good. You're not gonna try one leaf.
No, he ate it all. Thanks. Fucking.
Now you gotta try this.
You
Try
just
it. Don't be
try
a
I'm
it.
bitch.
allergic to fucking
Try
plants.
it. Try it.
little
I'm
bitch.
allergic
You're a
to plants.
carnivore or what?
come on, Joe, you can't say
it does
you
not
can't
taste-
have eaten
What
that
if-
the smoothie in the smoothie episode.
That's-
and-
No, let's try it this way.
No,
Let's
I
try it this way.
didn't lose that challenge.
It tastes like garbage. Let's work from that end.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It actually tastes like
Tastes like
trash.
chicken
Yeah,
nuggets.
yeah.
It tastes like
It's
trash.
horrible.
He's
It's
trying
horrible.
to get me high with two. I'll just try one.
Yeah. So there you go. It's horrible.
It's not bad. Like I'll fucking give it the left side of my face is going numb, but
No, it's
just give him a
not.
little Caesar salad
no,
dressing,
it's-
and he wouldn't know the
so
difference.
where did you get this?
So
He
that
pees in
that
that
is a
corner.
weed.
How close?
That's a weed that grows everywhere.
How many dogs walk past this fucking thing?
Oh
'Cause-
no, none.
We didn't take a
No, it's
count,
from my
but-
garden. So it's
Oh, well, if
yeah.
it's from a garden,
I picked
I'll
it.
eat it.
I picked it. Look at how nice the soil is that's coming off of here. That's some garden soil.
Yeah.
Hey,
Only
I'm
Shea,
not judging
only,
where you live. but
only Shea peas in there.
For nitrogen.
Yeah. The
And his dog.
electrolytes.
and the rabbits and the squirrels and
Yeah.
the birds.
Yeah. No, that's
That's not
good.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like spinach, like you said. Yeah.
And that shit grows honestly, like fucking prolifically to the point where, like, if I pointed out to you, unfortunately,
It's
it
all
wilted.
around my
It
house.
wilted.
It's
Yeah,
all around
like
my
if you
house. We
if
can
you,
go
if I
find
pointed
not
out, you'd
not
be like,
anymore.
if you pointed out, you'd be like, holy shit. And actually, I prefer it cooked a little bit because it brings out like the flavor of like
Oh, okay.
just like the sweetness a bit more.
What is that one called?
That is
Goosefoot.
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 Yeah, but it's also known as lamb's quarter.
Lamb's
Out here, it's
quarter,
lamb's
too,
quarter.
yeah.
This here, spruce. So these are spruce tips. Just smell dried spruce tips and think of it as an ingredient. Don't think of it as like, whatever.
Stop crawling in there. Just kidding.
So is that the flower of it?
I don't have
No.
something-
Okay, what was the
Look up
instruction you
lamb's
gave
quarter.
me? Smell it and what?
Smell it. So this
Yeah.
is spruce.
That's the plant. No, sorry. This
And you
one,
said-
this
And
one.
think about it in terms of just food as a spice
So it has
or like as a
kinda
like.
an ombre.
Can I eat this?
Yes, yeah, oh, absolutely. But more
Yeah.
so, it'll be a little dry. It'd be like eating a spice.
Are you allergic to like pollen or have
I'm
hay
allergic to
fever
milk. If there's
or-
no fucking
Oh,
milk in
me
there.
too. Me too.
Yes!
I'm lactose intolerant.
What happens
so
to you?
I don't want to tell you.
Oh, so she
just
farts a
met.
lot.
She turns the tap on in the bathroom.
I get.
I don't.
Oh God. Well, I'm a polite.
No,
person.
I'm lucky.
he video calls us.
I'm lucky if I make it to the bathroom. Never mind.
Oh my God. So I'm lactose too. So that's interesting.
Right on.
Yeah.
So yeah, so if you think about it in terms of like this grows
Tommy,
literally,
eat one.
and the reason why I bring this up is because this grows every fucking where. This is not hard for someone to learn. Spruce tips,
Tommy, you said you couldn't eat that one.
and it is dry. So
gonna
think
poop a
you're
lot.
eating a dry ingredient. So you're literally eating a dry ass
but
ingredient.
put it in your oil.
You guys
or
know
whatever.
it's really good for testosterone. Like it
Ooh, give
actually
me one.
boosts your testosterone quite a bit.
Tommy, stop eating them all.
Tommy, stop snorting it all.
That's the pine pollen,
It
right?
reminds me of something though.
That's a
Which
pine
reminds
pollen,
me to
right?
this.
It reminds me of testosterone.
It's got a nice sweet smell to it though.
So that right there is
It's
the
almost
spruce
like
tips.
a nice light tobacco.
So there's something you could do with spruce
Very
tips.
good for
The
testosterone.
dry spruce tips themselves can be used as like a sprinkle on like meat and like other different things, and like a bit of a spice and like.
Listen,
a
I
rub.
didn't see him eat one, so I'm not fucking eating.
Oh, we've eaten.
Oh yeah, we've eaten a lot. The problem with them is that they are dry, so you need to have a little bit of a.
Do you have any pecans in there? Because like I'll eat those.
Foraged
Fucking, that's an
pecans.
expensive.
Those grow outside.
Pecan.
Pecan.
Those grow
Pecan.
outside.
That has
I mean,
amazing
you're
flavor,
eat-
though.
I know, and you're eating a spice. Like, consider the fact you're eating like a handful of fucking.
Do you
like-
eat the whole thing, or do you?
I mean, you don't eat it like
little
this.
bit. It
okay?
dries your mouth.
You normally
usually,
put yeah.
You usually put it
you
on
put it
something,
on meat
but
or
just
something.
to try it. It turns to dust, basically.
Yeah.
I know.
You know, it's kind of fucking weird. It tastes like fucking hair shavings.
Maybe the texture. I could see.
Yeah,
that.
texture.
This one though, pine pollen.
Joe also eats all of his own hair shavings. So
I shaved my pubes today. I had a whole handful.
that's
Another
his way of
company that we don't get sponsored by,
Self-sufficient.
but they did send us this for free because shout out.
Oh, nice.
Is Canadian pine pollen. So again, they do the spruce tips.
Fuck, my mouth is dry after that.
I know, that's what I'm
You do
saying.
need to
That's
eat
what I'm
it.
saying. It's
Have a
not.
sip.
It's something you add to soups. Something like we added to soups. We added to stews. We added to a few things. The pine pollen I was using in my like as a supplement. This is what, and she was talking about it, is good for testosterone. But essentially, this is pine pollen. Doesn't have much of a flavor. It's literally what's interesting about it is that it's alive. It's a living
So like
Oh.
yeast.
food. And the reason why it's a living food is because it's the pollen, and they harvest it.
Pine sperm.
Yeah.
So
and-
I'm allergic to pollen.
oh,
Eat it.
But I'm gonna try. I want to try it just because like
How allergic?
I'm allergic to
no,
breathing
I
pollen.
Pine pollen.
I start
Just
sneezing and
seasonal
shit.
allergies
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
something?
Oh,
Okay.
great. You're going to sneeze all over my fucking dash. I just waxed it. All the way home.
Sorry, right up
Oh, but it's got like it's almost like a little creamy.
Yeah, and it has a bit of a, and so I use it. I was using it as a powder in my smoothies. Now, when it comes to medicinal stuff, and I'm going to be straight up,
You know what?
they don't support me. Here's two things. One, not like this is endorsed at all. Okay,
Yeah.
First off, I hate fucking people who are like, this will increase your fucking.
I don't know.
like, whatever.
People always told me not to eat this kind of shit.
Oh fuck!
There's silica bag.
What is this guy feeding us?
That'll make you do tricks. But like I so I don't particularly the claims they say that it does for your health, I'll be straight up. Didn't notice. Okay? However,
What did you say that was, sorry?
pine pollen. So I didn't notice that it was like it changed, some of the things they talked about. However, the time that I took it as a supplement and was using it, I did find I had more energy. And I did find that I was more active. Outside of that, like I don't.
You
like,
didn't actually
like
get a
the-
blood
yeah,
test.
I didn't get like
where you-
So I'm not gonna like say
did you
whatever.
ever snort a line of it?
No, but I might. I'm that guy.
But let's do it now.
I'm really allergic to pollen.
Something else
That'll probably
out.
be
Are
the
you
worst.
kidding me?
I got a cocoa plant for you guys.
Ooh, pine pollen, baby. But they are a great Canadian company, and they are the pine pollen and the spruce tips. Spruce tips are, I would say, add a bit of a nutty sort of vibe to like anything that I'm cooking with.
It's funny because if I had to like mentally picture what I thought pollen would taste like, that was it. Like I just mentally
Right.
had it already.
Do
just
you remember
looking
the
at it.
episode a while ago? He's like, if you were to lick this can, what would it taste like? Do you remember you guys talking about
Something
that?
like that,
The
yeah.
first, if
I
you were
don't
to lick
remember
that, one of them was, you said, if you lick a tennis ball, you could almost imagine what it tastes like. You don't remember that?
That wasn't me saying
That
that.
was you saying.
That
That
was you saying
not
that.
me. No, I remember that being in an episode, but that was not me. That was somebody else saying that.
It was right after I left. It was, fuck. It was you two going back and forth. It was just
Anyways.
you guys on the show. That's the first thing I thought of.
Tune
when you
in,
said that.
listeners, and let us know.
No,
Yeah, that
it,
was
it,
just
it
super
had
cool.
to do. There was conversation to that though. It was to do with, if I told you to imagine licking,
Something like
yeah,
that.
There was a story behind it and then an article. I remember it now that you're starting to say it. But
That's good, thanks.
I wasn't just saying like go lick a tennis ball and see what it tastes like.
Well, I did. And it tasted like fucking fur.
Except he didn't hear the word tennis, so he just went to lick a ball.
Oh my god.
What are we drinking now, Bretzky?
Have you ever listened to this show?
This one here is a
No,
horseshoe.
so it's on her. I thought maybe you might have.
She might have heard clips from like
I
just
have
me
not
listening, but-
actually. I was trying to look it up online.
There's some shit that gets said on this show that might piss
You know
people.
what? That's okay. I'm pretty.
Because I have a
she's
story.
not- she's a snowflake. If you haven't
Oh
told.
come on! I am not a snowflake.
You're in so much trouble. Hey, so
anybody who
You're
can,
sleeping in your garden tonight.
anybody who can handle a 4-day
your
weekend
moose willow.
of backcountry camping
Yes,
with no running water or no electricity is not a snowflake.
Right.
I can't wait to tell that
Oh, so
story
you
later,
go
Tommy.
too?
Oh,
You put up with these guys? Oh.
Oh, fuck
I
yeah.
go all summer. No
She
off grid.
honestly,
She's
that's-
hardcore,
She
man.
butchered the last deer. She
Nice.
fucking.
I got a bear this summer.
She got the bear. We have footage of her like shooting
It was a fucked
fucking
up story, though.
250. Yeah, that's a crazy story.
I love bear.
250
By the way,
pound
sad.
I
bear.
love bear.
I'm so
Best
sad
meat
about
ever.
my story.
What ended up
I didn't
happening
even get
was,
to try it.
yeah.
So
Long story short, she took a wonderful
tell you?
shot.
you want to tell?
Yeah, go for it.
So we went with Justin Lilly, and he is a good friend of ours. He has a little station set up. So he had 3 stations set up, and we had gone to one of them, and we had watched a bear come, and I was like, oh, it's too small. I don't want to take this one, because it was like literally a baby playing with things, and it was too cute. So I was like, it's not ready. It's probably not legal, but we did find it was legal. And then we were just about to leave, and Justin is on a walkie-talkie, and he told us there's a big bear in our face, or in my face right now, like 250-pound bear. And I was supposed to get the first bear. So we rushed over there, and I've never shot a bear before. This is the first time, so I have anxiety. I'm like, Shae, take the gun, take the gun. I don't want to kill this bear. And then finally, I see it around the corner, and he starts coming towards us. And then I stopped being like, take the gun. So I went. I was like, I gotta get this bear. Yeah. So I went into defensive mode.
So you're not in a tree stand or anything?
No, I
Okay.
was on foot, and
No,
we
she stalked it.
stalked the bear. So I went against a tree just to like kind of like level my shot or whatever. I got it. It was broadside, or no, sorry, not broadside. It was not broadside. I wish it was broadside. It turned towards us and started coming towards us, and I got scared because it was a big bear. And I shot it right in the lung. I was aiming for like kind of this area, the heart area. I definitely did get one lung, and it collapsed. And Justin has footage of it. I uploaded it on my Instagram. It did collapse, but then it got
we'll
back
try
up.
to find it.
I was
and
just
pop
gonna
it in.
say, can I
actually
see
saw
this?
that.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
yeah, we
absolutely.
could,
I want to see this.
Yeah, but go ahead and there we go. Okay. I'm just gonna bring it up for.
That's a big bear.
He's a beautiful bear.
here.
So if you can expand it, I'll show you. So you see that kind of. Hold on.
If I can
Shout out Justin
There we
Lilly
go, we can
taxidermy.
zoom
Shout
in.
out, yeah,
Oh.
Justin Lilly taxidermy. So you see that spruce tree.
Spruce tree.
Spruce tree.
This one?
No,
No,
well,
oh,
That's
so
a
yeah,
wireless
yeah.
mouse.
To the
Just give her
right.
the mouse.
Yeah.
Fuck.
yeah, perfect. Okay.
You're so smart.
Ooh, where's the mouse?
SMR.
There, wait. Okay, so Shae's right there. You can see Shae.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm hiding behind this tree. This bear is less than 100 yards from me.
Oh,
maybe
shit.
Like 50
Oh, yeah.
yards, and he starts coming towards us.
Okay.
So he starts coming this way, and I immediately was like, take the gun, and then he starts coming towards us, and I was like, okay, I gotta shoot it.
Fuck this. Hold
Yeah,
my
I
beer.
got this.
Hold my beer. I got this.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to press play. But
I think you just click.
I think.
oh, I have it upside down. Hang on.
What the fuck?
It's the same thing upwards and okay. So you can see him. He's kind of coming. I took a breath, like a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he starts walking
him.
towards us here.
So
wish you
I don't
could make
know if
this
you can
bigger.
see Shae there.
Oh.
Yeah. And he goes down, right here, but then he gets back up.
Oh shit! He got back up.
Yeah, he's down.
So
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
the thing is, he got back up and
Yeah.
he ran all the way back to his bear den. We tracked him because I actually got one of the lungs. There was air bubbles in the lungs, which is means
Air
I got
bubbles in the blood.
air bubbles in the blood. So it means that I hit one of the lungs and we followed it was a very clear blood trail all the way back to its den.
Yeah.
And we were like,
Yeah.
who's gonna go in the den and shoot this bear to end it?
That's where it
Yeah.
ended. That's where it ended. Because, like, normally, obviously, you don't want that to happen. But
Yeah.
she took a really good shot. I was standing behind her. Justin, you can hear him. He says,
Yeah,
take
yeah.
a shot right away.
It was like OSMR.
Yeah. But the thing is that like in the moment like that, you're not like, oh fuck, I got to take another shot.
He
here.
was
so
out
she,
of my
so
range,
she,
too.
yeah,
I
you
couldn't
saw
shoot
him
him
turn
again.
around.
Yeah.
He booked it right away, and she was like, oh shit, and then he heard it drop. And then it got back up. It made it let out a moan.
Yeah.
Got
Let
back
out
up.
a death moan.
So then we were
almost.
like, okay, fine, fuck it. So we
Almost
started
death moan.
tracking it, and we tracked it about 150 yards, so quite a ways. And then blood trail right up to a den, right up to a hole. Who's
Yeah,
gonna
it's-
climb in that hole?
Right? Like you don't know if the other bear there or you know.
Pretty
Like,
sure it
Is
was
it
a male.
still- it was
pretty
a-
sure it was
he
probably
said
like
it was a
shallow
male, yeah.
hole. Pretty sure it was like whatever. But at the end of the day, you have a bear that you just shot. Probably like
Wounded.
How
on the end
big
of
are
his
those holes? Like I've never seen a bear
Oh,
dead.
like
God.
this, and
Like-
then like
Just
this.
enough for it to fit in, kind of thing.
Yeah, like I
It
mean,
squeezes in, but it's like that, and then like that wide.
yeah,
Like
but
they're
like
wide.
in the ground. In the
couple
ground.
feet.
Fuck.
But this bear was beautiful, fat, and no tick scars, no nothing. Beautiful
Yeah.
black coat, and I was like, I know you were wanting to go for a brindle bear, and I was like, I just want to get a nice bear because I wanted to make some maybe mitts out of it,
yeah.
something usable. right?
Sausage.
Or
Bear
of course, the meats
Yeah.
too, right?
Bear meat
Like,
is
yep.
like
Oh, it's fantastic.
fantastic steak. Like
Yeah.
it is
So
so.
did
I
you
love fatty
make
meats.
mitts?
So the thing was, we were like, hey, we shot the hole, or someone shot the hole. I can't remember if it was
Justin,
you, Justin. They were like, hey, we're gonna shoot the hole. If he comes out, just aim for the heart
Yeah,
kind of
just
thing.
shoot,
Both of them were ready. It was a very dangerous situation. So they shot the hole and they were ready for the bear to come out, just rah, and they were gonna shoot him as soon as he came out, but he didn't come out.
Yeah.
So I was pretty sure he was dead by that point.
Yeah.
But nobody wanted to risk going into the den because I'll show you. I saved a picture
Who's
of what
gonna stick
the
their
bear
head
den.
in?
I'll show you how scary.
Well, that's the thing. You
bear
have to go
dens
right on
look,
your
'cause
stomach or whatever, and
It's
And
horrible.
it's dark, right? You don't know whether it's right
Hold on a
there or it's
second.
around the corner. You
Poke
don't
it
know,
with a
right?
stick.
I have a very scary
Yeah.
picture of
No.
what it looks like.
We did.
in
We
the
threw
bear den.
we threw like a log thing at it, and we were like, "Fuck, maybe that'll work." But like,
so it
I
didn't
mean,
come out.
it's
This
just
is
shitty.
what a bear den can look like.
Oh shit!
With a wounded bear, I don't think you want to go in there
Can I
that
see
close
that?
quarters with a bear.
Wow.
So we had left it, and I was like, "Hey, we'll come back in the morning." And
Guy's
it'll-
got a nice ass.
Of course, you're looking at the guy's ass.
Anyway, so we were thinking we would come back in the morning. It will pass away peacefully by then, but it rained that night, and
lost
there was
the blood
no
trail
way to
completely.
find it.
Like,
Yeah.
it's honestly,
We looked. I cried.
it's
my
some of the
eyes out.
shitty things where like when you start hunting and not to be that guy who always brings it back to like, bruh, this is what it's like in the wild, but
Right.
like when you
It's
actually
nature.
start to like remember that every time you eat, something fucking dies.
Yeah.
Even a plant gets harvested
Yep.
and kills something, or there's microbiology that's dying, or like whatever.
Yeah.
You start to understand that.
Circle of life.
It's a fucking circle of life.
Exactly.
And
I
at
sing
the
that
end-
song all
Yeah,
the time
and-
because that actually is.
And if you remember that, then in moments like this, you genuinely do feel bad.
It
And
was
you
a
don't-
terrible
You
feeling.
don't. You're not like I'm.
Happened
she
to a guy
cried.
on Alone this year with the beaver.
I went
Bro,
and had a
she
big
cried.
cry.
She cried. I was
cry
like, you
in
did the best you
car.
could. You know what I mean? Like,
I was hot. It was sticky. It was mosquitoes.
Millions of things
the
could have been
worst
different.
mosquitoes
But,
I've
like-
ever seen in my life, and it was just like we were persevering trying to find this, and it was just like we don't know the area that well.
Yeah, yeah.
As bad as
It
you
was
may
what it
feel,
was.
I can tell you that scavengers still likely made their way to
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That's what
And,
I've heard. Yeah,
You know,
of course.
part of the circle of life still.
Yeah,
It's still the
didn't,
circle
it
of
didn't
life.
just sit there and rot. You know, we're not
Yeah.
in that barren of a wasteland.
It was a beautiful bear, though, and I still feel horrible about it. But honestly, it is what it is, and this happens more often than it just kind of sucks. That was my big game hunt.
That
and
was her first
happened
big one. Well,
immediate.
mine too.
Yeah.
But
So it was.
yeah, it's not like we're like fucking pros. You know what I mean? I want people to, if they do listen to this, to understand that like this is not like we might be a little bit expert in the field because of like the amount of time we've done it. But like honestly, I sit and do a day job. She's in university. Like aside from that, like it's just picking it up and being like, wait a minute, like how much can I learn about the things around me and be a little more
Yep.
aware of
I
what's
like
around
McDonald's
me.
too.
In
so.
every and she'll fuck
Doesn't
up
take
some
anybody
McDonald's.
special. Yeah,
She'll
yeah.
fuck up some McDonald's
It's,
for sure.
Yeah, no, it's not something that you need to be totally like contributing your life to. You can totally just pick it up as something. I enjoy McDonald's. I enjoy fast food. I enjoy. I'm a foodie. I love food. I
don't think
various
you're a foodie if you eat fast food, but okay.
I will eat it in a. I do like chicken nuggets. I'm sorry, but like,
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Have you seen how chicken nuggets are made at
Have
McDonald's?
you tried the spicy ones? Yes, I did.
It looks disgusting.
I grew
It
up
comes
on
in
a slaughter
pail.
farm. Nothing looks
Even
disgusting.
vegans have replacement chicken nuggets. Everybody
know.
loves chicken nuggets.
Yes, it's you can't replace it. It's just delicious.
This last beer wasn't as good.
I
didn't-
like
Really?
it
I actually
still.
liked that one the most.
I didn't
I
enjoy
did
it.
too.
It was-
actually, I
I
like
think
that
I
one
liked the
most.
first, or it was either the first or the second one.
I like the first three. This one was my least favorite.
So
for
this
sure.
this one
I
I've
would-
had
what- sorry,
before.
what was the previous one we had?
The previous one was the Trans Canada Horseshoe Hefeweizen. So it is a bit of a lighter beer. It's a 4.5 percent one, but I enjoyed it. This one here I've had before as well. It's a funky fresh kiwi lime
Oh,
sour.
your cat's destroying our fucking thing. It's
No, it's just making it a live background.
It's a movable one.
Chupacabra, quit being such a bitch.
Bretzky,
And
do you
you
want to
can
finish
just,
this?
like-
I can't.
you can
I'm
just
full.
go
Do you want to finish
fucking-
this? No, this.
Oh, that.
Oh, he's eating. What is he? Is that a plant? Oh, look at him.
I thought you didn't like it.
Look at this motherfucker.
Can
But
we
you know
smoke
what?
in here?
This is why it's weirdly badly context, because you're just like you can't just like hand him one little nugget of truth.
No. I'll slowly give him more and more.
This might go good in the beer.
Well, here's the thing.
Ew, what?
Here's the thing. What's
Infused?
yeah. Okay?
Yeah,
what is some
maybe.
fucking food? Let me put it this way. Here, let me ask
What's
you. Let
the
me turn this
grossest
around
food?
here. Let me turn this around and let me the interviewee become the interviewer.
Who are we turning around?
Whatever. We're gonna fucking turn this
Not
around.
me.
do this.
Okay, let's do this.
Well, there is only one girl here, but
No.
Well, no, there's Bretzky too.
Breastky.
Bretzky, yeah.
Breskies.
my autocorrect always calls him breakfast.
Breakfast. Breakfast
Oh, yeah.
is
See,
here.
look at them titties.
Give him the
Yum.
bacon.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Okay, so what's your question?
All right, so here's my question. So we were kind of talking about it a little, before,
Off air.
but after. But like, okay. Here's what I was going to ask. What is your favorite food?
Steak.
Carne asada.
Meat.
So basic. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What's your
We
favorite?
don't need
Steak.
history on carne asada right now.
Everyone's meat.
Hold on a sec. Hold on a
yeah.
sec.
Carne
hold on a sec.
asada is.
Hold
just-
on a
Okay.
sec.
Okay.
Don't need the history of carne asada right now.
I'm not trying to.
What I want to do is ask what. So you guys said on the break, you guys would be okay with killing an animal.
Yeah.
Easy. Don't
I'd rather
say
not.
it like that. To eat it, maybe.
I'll kill it for fun. Fuck it. No.
Okay, let's start there. You're okay with eating an animal, which would clearly
Yeah.
steak is your favorite food or whatever meat's your favorite food.
I grew up on a slaughter farm, so
But,
I'm
like-
I'm very comfortable with knowing where my meat comes from, and
Yeah.
actually watching the animal go from birth, where I love them as babies, to the moment of slaughtering them, where it's like tears and like I love you, but this is the purpose.
But you're gonna be delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
I've-
yeah.
I've learned to go
so
over
so
that,
so here's but let's go back to what happened on the break, and this is what I'm going to tease out of this situation here. Somebody in this room said that they had a bit of a problem with it. They love to eat it, and I know that this person in said room is like competes with pieces of meats.
Yeah, it's
You know
me.
what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like competes.
Okay,
So not only no.
Like
Not
he'll-
only
like he'll
is he
fight
like
you for it or what?
no. I'm saying that like he like not only does he consume meats, which we all have agreed and said that is our favorite thing to consume and like whatever our foods, but he will for show like present mounds of it.
He's looking at you, Tommy, the whole time.
Yeah,
So-
but we're just talking about Bretzky.
So here's my retaliation.
Trying to
on
trick
that.
him.
I love meat.
Okay.
Who doesn't?
If I have to eat it, like I prefer that somebody else, takes care of that
Butchers it.
part of it. I don't like that part of it.
Are you okay with
but
butchering but not the killing? Just to clarify.
Not even
Oh yeah.
that.
Oh, good
If I was in-
clarification. No. Very, very, very.
Are you okay
apt
with killing the animal,
clarification.
or are you okay
Yes.
with butchering
Killing
the animal?
or the butchering? Could you butcher
I can
a
butcher.
dead animal?
I can butcher a dead animal. No problem.
Oh,
But you're not okay with the legal
I
Dispatch.
process.
prefer
The
not to
dispatching.
be the one to do it.
Right,
If I was
okay.
in a survival situation I have no problem. I fish.
Hey,
Like-
Okay, whoa, there's another one.
Well, hold on. Stop there at the fish. Was he not the one that pulled out latex gloves to put a fucking minnow on his...
Hey, Joe, how many,
Did you?
Joe, how many fish did you pull out of the water this year?
Doesn't matter.
3
That's-
on Saturday.
How many fish did you pull out?
3.
On Saturday
Freezer.
from his minnow case with latex gloves.
Oh yeah. He would put gloves on to put the minnow on.
I actually recently have been
Not minnows,
seeing-
worms. Yes, I
Oh,
hate
worm.
worms.
I love worms.
I hate worms. Worms are the one thing in this world that actually gross me out. Like,
Wow,
they're-
that's weird.
I've had them twice.
I can. And
I used to eat them as a child, and I
again,
still
in a
I don't eat
survival
them, but-
situation, I would.
Yeah.
I can flip that switch in that necessity
Yes.
situation.
I think you'd
But,
die.
like-
I think
No.
you would die.
But
Yeah.
like, if I'm just sitting out there fishing for pleasure, no, I don't want to just fucking grab a handful of worms. I just
That's actually interesting that you said that in a survival situation you'd be able to eat them. Like you can flip
Nah.
that switch.
But he would need a latex glove.
But it needs
Yeah.
latex glove. And
Needs
like,
protection.
No,
would
but
you,
yeah, like,
Danny? Would you eat one though?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
figured as
I
much.
know.
I know you.
I know.
I knew that.
You knew me.
I know
But
that.
I know
You didn't
Bob.
know
cook
that.
them though.
I
He
knew.
did know.
I knew. No,
He
I
knew.
knew it. I knew.
I
it.
used
knew
to
it.
eat worms as a child. I used to eat cat food. I used to eat weird
Pickled.
stuff. Just
We'd
for
find
fun.
a way to pickle and
But
ferment
the
them.
thing is, so fishing.
Anything
I'm a
skin
big
with vinegar.
fisher. Like I'm a big fisherman. He's a big hunter man. So I'm recently just getting into hunting, but I am big into fishing, and I don't get grossed out by, I get grossed out really bad by rancid smells, not necessarily like
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
once
death,
it's dead, like
Dead
not
ass
dead,
dead,
but
and
dead
shit.
for a long time.
Slimy
I actually,
dead?
Slimy dead. Grosses me
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
but
deal with that.
I'm fine. Like, watch me walk in like a motherfucker. She'll be like, this is bad, and I'll walk in and I'm like,
I have to confirm it's bad, or else I'll eat it.
I remember one time in my early 20s, I went on a fishing trip.
Can we
Hey,
eat
Shae,
it?
you're like,
Or not a fishing
Smoke
trip, but
it?
went out for fishing for a day. And my genius idea, my snack that I brought with me was liverwurst sandwiches.
Beautiful.
oh,
You're the worst friend.
those are fantastic.
And we came across a rotten
Liver.
beaver, and my buddy
no, but
flipped it with a
liverwurst is
stick.
different.
I don't know
just
that
liver.
liver.
Oh
then.
yeah, no, that's liver. I fucking
Okay, well, what is
we
liver
cook liver
roast?
for the liver
Liverwurst.
It's pate.
Wurst.
It's pate. It's a spreadable.
Oh, I don't like pate.
When you start telling this story, I thought you were talking about the time when we went fishing, and
Nice.
I was prepping everything, and you're sitting there making a sandwich, opening packages. I'm like, you gonna fucking help? I'm hungry.
Oh yeah.
I
Do you
just
guys,
making
do
a
you guys
bowl.
normally eat the fish you cook?
Oh
catch?
yeah.
Yes.
Typically, yeah.
so.
And if I don't
Always,
eat it, I feed it to my
always.
cats. If
Not
I'm
always,
not
not
going
always.
to,
I
if
always.
I am not going to consume
Whatever I
it
keep,
or
I
feed
eat.
it to something,
yeah.
then
yeah.
I would return it. But
So,
I
yeah.
I
Some
also
fish-
don't
oh, sorry.
like fishing if I'm not planning on keeping it.
I've been catching a lot of freshwater drum, and I hate them. And I
Well, they
I won't
swallow
eat them.
your fucking.
Not this year, for
But-
whatever reason.
but
They're
the
doing
thing
not
is-
bad. It's always on the lip. But there's a certain, and I was talking to guys at work, and I do work with a lot of Filipino guys, and they
Yeah, they'll
they
eat it.
said
They
that
love
there's
them.
there's
They
a
love
certain
fish.
way to cook it. So if I were to cook it like I would normally cook a fillet, it's not going to taste. There's a certain way to cook it, and they love it.
I used to fish in a spot in East Selkirk where there was a lot of other Filipino fishermen, and we used to catch freshwater drum left, right, and center, and they weren't catching a lot of them. And they would come up to us and offer us $5 a fish on them. And me and
I
my
don't
buddy
like
literally
drum.
paid for all of our gas, all of our beer, all of
Yeah,
our.
that's
We would buy
nice.
some Captain Blacks, and that's how we just spent our summer. We would go out there and fish, and then just sell all of our fish to the people beside us.
Oh well, yeah.
Have you guys ever skinned a rabbit?
Yeah.
That's Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
For sure.
And
It was
like
big.
a lot of people have no idea, like how easy it is
Yeah.
Yeah.
to skin a rabbit.
It is
crazy.
so easy.
Yeah.
Like I recently got into we both of us recently got into tanning and processing hides ourselves.
Yeah,
So we
obviously.
have a friend that's a farmer, so she gave us 2 massive cow hides, 4 deer, and we had harvested a raccoon that same summer. So we harvested the raccoon on site, and that was the biggest problem because we never actually harvested one, and their foot pads are so cute. So we were like having issues.
Tobies.
I was crying the whole time.
I used to
It
have
was
so many of those
It
keychains.
was so cute. But sorry, you were saying?
Oh no, toe beans. But
Oh, I thought you were elbowing me to talk. Sorry.
No. I was saying, but outside of that, we did do. She made gloves out of.
I made gloves for my
We're
son.
trying to use everything. So
Raccoon
Out of the
gloves?
raccoon hands?
I
Yeah,
made raccoon.
hell
No,
yeah.
not on the hand. Not on. Sorry, not on. Oh my! I made beautiful.
Beans.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
no.
I'm not to toot my
They're
own horn.
dope. They're dope.
My mom is a.
Really dope.
My mom naturally was a steward. Like she did sewing.
Mm-hmm.
She used to model her own dresses and stuff back home. So she taught me sewing, and we harvested the raccoon, and it was the first time I had harvested a hide and kept it, and I was worried because I wanted to do a brain tan, which is
what?
brain tan. So every specimen on Earth has enough of brain to tan their own hide, so humans included.
cannons.
They
in the
talked
brain.
about that on this season of Alone. Actually.
Yeah,
Fuck
so
yeah.
no, it's actually a known fact. So every animal you harvest has enough brain to do their own brain tan. So I was like gonna do brain tan. However, raccoons are known to have rabies, so I was a little concerned because rabies are carried in the mucous membrane of the animal, and brain is mucous and membrane. So we didn't do that. We were gonna originally go get pork brain from butcher, but we were like, okay,
It's fantastic, by the way.
I never tried it.
It's so good.
I
Mix
love
it with eggs
fatty
and
meats.
onions.
Ooh, I love.
You
fatty
guys got to
meats,
try
so
Tommy's goulash. He makes Hungarian goulash.
I bet that would be good.
Ole.
Oh, how did you like this last batch?
Buddy, that
I only
didn't-
had a little bit,
That
but
lasted like 3 minutes.
you literally
Like,
got the last of it. Like
What
that's
brain
all
did
that
you
was
eat
left.
though? What brain did you use?
So this wasn't for the goulash. That
Oh,
that
sorry,
was
okay.
that was the like pig's brain.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Pig brain is really good, and they do sell it at the butcher, so you can get it, and it is generally pretty
fantastic.
good for tanning hides. Sorry, it's generally pretty good for tanning most hides.
Yeah.
However, so this one I was going to traditionally do it and do the whole process of smoking naturally like the indigenous people would, or First Nations. However, we kind of ran out of time, and we live on Cordage, which is actually a very busy street in Winnipeg, and it's like all old Italian, like a lot of bougie people go there to. So we didn't want to be
They
skinning a
want
bunch
you
of.
tanning hides.
No, we
fuck
were.
that.
We
I
actually
was-
we
I
were.
was-
I have a
I was
photo
in
of
the
us.
back
We
just-
were trying to hide the hides. We're trying to hide the hides from the major citizens because it's like obviously disturbing to see that much guts and blood and stuff.
Behind bar Italia.
In the middle of like in the middle of the city, like so we were trying to hide. We did it on the side of the house, and so the raccoon we did on site, and then I was concerned about rabies because I know rabies is not curable. Rabies actually is the only thing that scares me really in the natural
get a
world.
shot.
You're like, I've had it 3 times.
No, you actually will get rabies and die. Like you within 3 days, like you
You'll get
dehydrate.
rabies and die.
If you don't get a shot, but you can go to the
You can
hospital.
go,
and get it.
yeah, immediately if you know.
will
But
get
as soon as
rabies
you
and
show
die.
symptoms, there's no curing it.
It's too late.
It's too late.
Yeah.
So it's very. We were too
late.
concerned about it, like nicking our. We were inexperienced at the time. But anyway, I made beautiful raccoon mitts for my son.
So how many raccoons did it take to make the mitts?
One.
Have you ever seen a raccoon? They're pretty large.
I will show you a picture. Hold
Didn't
on.
think their
I'll
hands
find
were
one.
that big.
No, but you don't use
Toddler
it. No, you're not
gloves,
using
man.
the.
I know
fucking-
you're not using the paws of the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
raccoon. I get it.
But like no, but the thing is that like I think people are just like very wasteful.
Yeah.
And just expect everything out of like whatever. They don't think about where it came from.
Well-
and like there's just so much of that.
Nowadays, like kids, some of them you ask like, well, where does the meat come from? Well, from the store.
Yeah,
And that's
oh,
all
for
they
sure.
know.
That's all they
Yeah,
know.
they don't even know that it's a cow they're eating.
Yeah.
Like they just
Yeah.
it's meat.
they don't know.
It's just a food you get.
Or like they won't put together like a pork chop is from a pork. It's a pig. They'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, that's pork chop.
That's
What is
because
it
they
from?
intentionally
I don't
name
know.
things differently at the grocery store. So cow is not called cow; it's called beef.
Yeah.
Pig is not called pig; it's called pork.
Yeah.
Chicken is not called chicken;
True.
it's called poultry.
Poultry, yeah.
They actually name it something different to differentiate.
Oh, they call
between
chicken
the
chicken.
meats. Well, I mean, they still do because chickens aren't considered like a cute animal per se, but chickens are awesome if you ever had them.
Yeah, our old co-host used to have a pet
Pet
chicken,
chicken, yeah.
Mamba for
Yeah.
life.
Mamba
I
for
had a
life.
pet pig growing
Nice.
up. Yeah.
I would love a
Did
pet.
I
you-
went
did
to
you
a
butcher
party.
it?
I don't actually know what happened.
Well, she
to
shot
it.
one of them, but it wasn't that one.
Oh, so yeah, my first ever
It was a
kill.
little porky.
I went to a party
It
one
wasn't
time and they
ever.
had one running around the house. We were downstairs
Yeah.
and all you could hear is. I was like, what the fuck is that? She's
I had
like,
an
got
indoor
a pig.
pig,
I'm
yeah.
like,
Spider,
No way you
spider
got a
pig,
pig.
spider
No.
pig.
Does
Which
whatever
makes-
a spider
yeah.
pig
Spider
does.
pigs.
Mine was an indoor runt, I think, and it was a potbelly pig, so I don't think you eat those. But
And
it
it's
did go.
potty trained and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
This thing's fucking
Yeah.
shit in a big tote.
Yeah, I only had it when it was a baby, and I don't know what happened to it afterwards. But yeah,
It did.
Shit in a tote.
I said, "Do you let this thing out?" She's like, "No, it goes in here. And it's this big ass fucking tote, like a
kitty
big litter
litter.
box."
Yep, basically.
So and that's the nice thing about like the wildlife and things like this, that it actually teaches people to really appreciate like that we have so many good things around us that people just fucking look right past it.
Fuck.
In today's
God damn it.
in today's busy world, like we really need to stop fucking supporting the corporations and just like that's I actually stopped buying like meats at like Sobeys and Safeway, and I go to a butcher shop
Yeah.
because first of all it tastes fucking 100 times better.
You know what I wish there was more of around
And it
here
comes
is
from a farm.
Goat. I love
Oh,
goat.
goat is
Goat,
fantastic.
I
yeah.
fuck with goat for sure.
Really, anything like goat to like fucking like my one of the traditional meals from Slovakia is a sheep cheese pasta.
Nice.
I've had it.
That was at
is-
my birthday.
It's
yeah.
really good.
It's fucking fantastic, and like so you use up anything and everything you can, and I love that. Like I kind of miss that we're not more. It sucks that like the shit food that most people shouldn't eat is so easily accessible.
But that's what's fucked up. If you are
those
in the
are
right
beautiful.
mindset,
Nice.
These are the
So what do you do?
raccoon myths I
it's
make.
no. But if you're in the right,
So
just to
that's
finish that off, if you're in the right mindset, it's not more accessible. McDonald's is actually further away
Oh, it
right
doesn't
now
show up.
Send us a picture. We'll
than
I'll
some of the
touch it,
food.
yeah.
So what
Yeah,
parts
oh, yeah.
of an animal have you thrown away?
like we miss that shit that's right beside us, right?
That's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
that like it's actually closer? So if we all knew, it's all about knowledge. So if we all knew,
well, it's about
closer than McDonald's.
these things.
Well,
TV,
At
media,
least use
right?
that. At least follow, like I said earlier, follow somebody that you can like listen to
yeah.
and watch, and
Someone that you
educate
like
yourself.
listening
But
to.
like when you watch
That's
the
imperative.
Super Bowl, you're not gonna see Shae on the
No,
paying
fuck
millions
no.
of
Fuck
dollars
no. Fuck
about
that
talking
shit.
about
No.
like, hey, you can find a shit beside. No, it'll be like McDonald's, and like
Yeah,
these
of
big
course.
companies,
Of
right?
course.
Which is that's the thing. Like it's just being shoved down our throats.
And we don't know it. We don't- and we
Super
love
Bowl
it.
added
We
to
kind of
make,
love
and
it.
now
So
to
it's
Shae, and he's outside just
Shout
eating
out.
fucking
I'm-
shit.
Or sorry, botany's a crime. You guys
Danny,
could.
yeah,
that
Danny-
would be amazing, just because he's so real with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll tag them.
For sure, yeah. We'll get you guys to send us
So
all
what
that
parts of
info
an
after.
animal can you not do something with?
Balls. Actually, you could probably eat those too.
What do
Yeah.
you mean? Can you
So
not do
some-
something?
Like,
with-
do,
Some
like do you do
brains-
everything with every bone in the
Some-
animal? Like
Well-
everything.
Everything.
If-
Well, you
it
can make
depends-
tools with bones.
You can.
I'm asking like what they do. Like I'm
So-
sure he's not going to make a bunch of tools and knives out of every bone of out of
So
every
generally,
animal
what
you
we
get,
do
right?
when we get a deer is we'll obviously like deer have their radius and ulna, and then they have a hind quarter that we do eat. And then what we do is we basically snip it here,
Yeah.
and that's dog treats.
Yeah.
I've
Dog
heard
treats
that,
are
yeah.
good for that. And antlers are also good for dog treats. They clean antlers really well.
or if we're gonna use it for like our wedding, fucking. we're gonna
Yeah,
use it
so
for
our wedding's
wedding
gonna
design.
be bizarre. We
Or,
just got
or
engaged.
shout
Yeah.
out to our guest last week, Rainy Day. You can make knife handles.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you
you
do
can
so
do
much shit.
all kinds
Well,
of.
No, I'm
and-
like asking like what you guys have used stuff for. Like so,
Oh,
say the deer that you
Throws,
got.
we've done a deer throw. We've done
a couple deer throws.
We eat the whole deer.
We eat
Explain
the whole
that.
deer.
What is that?
What's a
So
deer? What's a
Shae
deer
makes a
for?
mean broth. So what he'll do with the
Oh, okay.
broth
Oh, we're going
is
broth.
yeah. So he'll use the bones for most animals to make a delicious broth. I love soup, so this is a good trade-off. He likes to make broth with the bones. Apart from that, we have not made knives or anything from it yet, but we do plan to. So we like ornamental jewelry quite a bit, so we could do just drill through a little bone or something. Deer have actual like technical fingers. Same with horses. It's all fingers that are kind of fused together into a nail, but we all are homologous, which means like our bones to a bat, to a whale. We are all mammals, so we all have similar bones, and we could essentially do the same thing with the bones, different sizes.
Bretzky, stop breathing into the mic so deeply. Fuck, that's all I hear. I try to concentrate.
He's a heavy
I'll
breather.
tell you something creepy I've done that's not related to hunting, but like I've kept every one of my son's teeth that have fell out.
That's some people do that.
I plan on making a disgusting necklace out of it.
Well, that's a little different.
I'm gonna draw through.
I'm gonna make a doll and give it back to him for his birthday.
I was with you till you said you're gonna make a necklace out of it.
Well, I don't know what else to do with it. I could
Give
donate
it to him
them
on his grad?
Well, I could donate them to Science for the Stem Cells. I actually did keep his belly button specifically for that reason because you can donate the...
Clone him.
Well, not to clone him, but to,
I would
but to
fucking
save
clone him. He's
lives.
fire.
Yeah, he's a
My
pretty cool
son
kid.
is hilarious. Like, oh my God. He's going through teenage
Your
phase,
son,
so it's
holy.
our son. Sorry.
Jesus Christ. Anyways.
He's funny because
There's
of
something
me.
you're not telling me.
Anyways.
Is he your son?
Well, he's my son, yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, I mean,
Well-
He should be.
I mean, I'm his
Adopted.
adopted
Yeah.
Okay,
father,
okay.
but like,
Well,
I mean,
Wow.
You can call him your
holy
son.
fuck, just
can
like
call him your
Jesus
son.
Christ, you getting all fucking
Ask him the
personal and shit.
hard-hitting
What the fuck?
questions. Fuck.
All right, well,
Sorry.
since we're talking about that, should we get into the confession booth since we're talking about confessions
Oh.
almost?
I'm here for a confession.
Oh, Lord Jesus, what have you done?
Nothing. You just take it easy now.
I must confess.
Well, my dear. For your penance, 10 Bloody Marys and a good shag.
Leave a message. Beep.
People actually phoned us?
What's the fucking...
I believe so. Yeah. So we
That's
have
our phone line.
We have a phone line. We have
Shut
it's
the
an
fuck
online phone line.
Oh,
So
no. Okay, what is it?
So people can call in with dirty secrets.
Your wife
or-
called in with a confession.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, yeah.
Alright,
So
sweet.
you might find out something.
Actually, before we get
I
into
learned
that,
about something
Crevasse.
Crevasse.
before we get into that with what Joe just said, little fun fact is that Shae was once on Denzel's show.
Oh, was
back in the day.
Oh,
and,
shit.
Denzel,
I'm sorry.
Denzel used to have this bit where at the end of his show you had to call your significant other.
That's me. Oh my God. I'm. Oh, sorry. You.
Yeah. Okay, so you had to call your significant other and basically like give this story that shit went sideways and you had to kill somebody and you needed help hiding the body.
Guess what? I was the only
that was
girl.
you?
Listen, guess what? I was the only girl that said they would help their husband hide the body.
That was you. Okay.
That was
yeah,
me.
Yeah. Oh,
That,
shit.
I literally was like, okay, we need to. Like, I literally
Yeah,
went
what do we do?
into. Oh, I know. Like,
What can we make out of the bones of this body?
I know. I was so
We're gonna
proud.
make
We
a
make
necklace.
fucking
Let's keep
necklaces,
his teeth.
babe. We're
No,
making necklaces.
I
We
love you
forged
so
it.
much. Like literally, I was the only girl, the girlfriend. I was the only significant other that said that they would help hide the body and dispose of it. Out of the whole show, I'm so proud.
Ride
of
or
that.
die. What the fuck, eh?
I'm ride or die. Yeah.
You guys are so irresponsible.
I asked my wife and she's like, "Fuck no, I wouldn't help you." I'm like,
Yeah.
"You're a bitch.
You're on your own.
I'm not coming home.
Our love is like this. We are two peas or
You're in it.
Two peas-
You're in it."
we-
Wild piece.
Yeah.
We're the wild peas. In
So
the pod.
we have 6 voicemails.
Wow,
Holy
6.
shit.
What the
They're
fuck?
all under 10 seconds.
Oh, they're gonna be like,
What did you do, Bretzky?
your wife's hot. That's
Somebody
gonna be
couldn't
like,
figure it out.
I wonder. Yeah. So I mean, let's. But there's different dates.
what-
so
what-
They're different days.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, what's the most you guys have ever had?
we had 2-minute long ones.
No, like,
Like how many altogether? I think it was about 5.
I've never
I
done
think.
this. I've never been on a podcast or anything.
hey, you can't
like
smoke
this.
in here.
Yeah. What the fuck? You've been smoking with me this whole time. I was like, wait, what? No. I'm excited.
Yeah. So let's listen to the first one.
Okay.
Here we go.
That's Peach.
Kyle, what the hell?
What was that?
Okay.
It was
I heard
shit.
like a.
That was a little. Somebody's taking a shit. So let's listen to it again.
One more
Again.
time, please. Play it again, please.
Yeah, turn it up though.
Please turn it up. Oh, very nice. Very nice.
So I have a feeling these are all gonna be
Okay, now there's a lady on the
poo
show.
sounds. Okay, next one.
That was disgusting.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
This is our fan base, by the way. This is the people
Is this the norm?
No, this
No,
is
no, no, no. This is what they've asked for. They asked for dick pics, farts.
titty shots.
Did
You asked
Yeah.
for titty
Dick
shots.
Haven't got any of those
Oh,
yet.
did we get titty shots?
No, unfortunately,
Aw.
no. Okay, next one.
Another one? Yep.
Oh, wow. That was conservative. That was an in public one. That felt in public. Like,
This guy's, this guy's a
that
king.
was suppressed a little.
Yeah.
Someone's
like
got to
Bretzky.
make a beat out of that part.
Yeah, can we make a song out of this?
We'll loop them later.
pardon me.
All right, next.
Oh, God.
Oh, that was the toilet
You know what
one.
it's called? You know what it's called? I heard this from my son. But you know what it's called when, like, you take a poop and then the poop splashes in the water and it smacks your ass?
It's like a bidet.
Poseidon's kiss.
That's awesome.
I get a lot of kisses all the time.
Actually, you guys are all into the
Poseidon's
nature and
kiss.
shit. You should check out.
Nature
I
and
know you
shit.
checked out my main bathroom. Bidets, man.
Bidet.
I never used the bidet. There's a bidet in
That
there?
it's just a spray gun.
Bidoo or
I know what a
bidon't.
bidet is. But I
It-
Bidet,
it's not one of
bidoo
the-
or bidon't.
It's life changing, man. I've never felt so clean in my life.
That's
like
what Q
I
said, because
I-
Q has one. And
I
he's
feel like-
you're all
Oh,
nasty for
yeah.
using toilet paper.
Yeah,
'cause,
I
like,
honestly like when I like have to
Like,
go
I get
at
it. Like,
work.
I'm not
when I
mad at
come
it.
home, I have to like go and
Does
use
it hit
the
your
bidet.
butt?
I'm
Butthole,
confused
though.
by it. I'm
Yeah.
not quite there yet.
It
but
knows
I get
where
it.
your
I get
butthole
it.
is.
Well, mine's just like a spray gun, so you just like take it
It's
off
a nozzle.
the hook and you just
Yeah,
like,
see, I don't know.
Oh,
See, like,
what?
It's
see, like,
fantastic.
see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm
she
I'm
has the
almost
same
there.
thought I do.
I'm almost
I'm gonna
there.
ask you. I'm gonna ask you. How do you
there.
How
I'm
do you?
almost there.
Hold on. Okay, hold on.
I'm almost
Hold
there.
on. Listen, this is a
Bro.
serious question.
Bro.
Okay.
Well, we'll
We're
find
talking
that
about
out right after
right
this
now?
question.
Bro.
That's so serious.
Bro.
This is a serious question.
Bro.
How do you wipe your ass? No,
Okay.
be quiet. Everyone, be quiet.
We're not gonna
This is
say
a
Can I
serious
answer
question.
first? Can I answer first?
yes,
Yes, please.
Okay, so
Like,
for-
give me a description as how you would do it. Like,
Okay, so I will answer because I'm not grossed out by this shit. I literally had
Well,
shittiest
everybody
thing. Okay,
poops.
so
There's
yeah,
commercials
everybody
about
poops.
it now. Women
Yeah.
poop.
let her answer.
Everybody
Yeah.
poops. Okay, so for girls, you have to wipe front to back because you can get an infection if you get.
Yeah,
poop
I've
in
heard
your-
that. Yeah.
So anyway, so you do wipe, but I'm gotta tell you, I have the cleanest shits ever. They're just probably because I'm so protein packed. They're just like there's
We eat fucking
nothing.
weeds all day. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like there's nothing residue. So it's
Dandelion.
just kind of like whoop, and then there's nothing on the toilet paper. So I'm like,
Like it's
okay.
a turd cutter.
Okay,
Yeah.
but so if you're
Turd
sitting on
cutter,
the toilet
yeah.
right now, show me how you do it. If you're sitting on the toilet right now, how would you wipe your ass?
Like
Front to
maybe
back?
like get up a little and then do that.
Side.
Okay, you.
See, if you're reaching to understand what reach is going on here.
Yes, that's
Absolutely,
like,
yeah.
exactly what-
There's a reason behind it. Just answer it.
Oh,
Just play along.
I'm a fucking side swipe. I'm not
What's
a
a
fucking
side
reach.
swipe?
Show me how
I'm
you.
not,
I don't
I'm
even
a
know
fuck-
how my
I'm a side
fiance-
swipe. I'm a side swipe. Like,
What's a
So
side swipe?
kind of like reach over on one
yeah,
butt cheek.
figure it out. Yeah.
You
I
guys
am
are
not
all
underneath.
fucked.
You're,
You guys are
this
all.
guy
Wait,
is
wait,
a
wait, wait,
fucking-
wait, wait. Okay.
I
No, you know
practically
why?
get up.
Because this
Her, I
motherfucker,
understand.
this motherfucker is an underwiper.
Kyle,
He's
no.
He's a camper.
No. It gets better. It gets better. Kyle, why don't you show us?
I can't really get. Yeah, I can. But
Why don't you show
He wipes
the audience?
different.
He does.
the most.
Is this a game changer or
Just take
what?
the mic off.
Yeah, to me it is. Yeah, I've tried the other way. It doesn't work.
Well,
This is how you wipe.
So I like what Bretzky. What do you call it? The camper.
The camper wipe.
So like I kind of just get off the can a little bit, grab the toilet paper, and like I get my ass right off, and I go like this with the toilet paper.
down.
He goes down.
I can't do this fucking like side
No, I
shuffle
get off
with
the
my fucking
toilet.
wrist.
I get off the toilet, and I've learned to do this using public toilets because I'm a girl and I don't want like.
I don't sit
hemorrhoids
on
or some
public
shit.
toilets.
I do.
Oh,
You're
no,
disgusting. like Brett was.
I'll sit on them. I'll
It's
sit
my
on them.
ass.
Like Bert was
But
saying, I
I'll
kind of
sit
like
on them,
going
but,
to a
like-
public toilet and feel the warmth of the
I know.
person
I
that was
love
there
it.
before me.
The seat is nice and warm already.
Okay,
That's
I can feel
beautiful.
that though. I can feel that.
Not that I can't. Not public.
No, I mean the
It's like
warmth
the TV's
or
still
whatever.
warm in the hood when you know that's the.
I'm
that's
like
gonna
a
work.
girl poops here before, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm a
True.
girl going to poop.
Girls are far
I
nastier
usually
in the
when
bathroom
I
than
walk
men.
out
I
of the
used to be a
stall-
janitor.
come on.
I
I've
used
seen
to be
some
a
nasty-
janitor. I can with 100%.
With the period, yes, but like not with like.
It's a mail slot.
And they have a mailbox too that they leave each other messages in all the
No,
time.
that's not for messages.
Yeah, it is.
I'm pretty sure it is.
That's for tampons. That's for used tampons. The little message box
This
is
whole
not
time
for you
I
to
always
look
tried to
in.
unfold them and read them.
Don't ever look in the mailbox.
Oh, you weren't there. Oh shit.
Never
Okay.
look in the mailbox. Don't
Right.
look in the mailbox.
Okay, I have a feeling there's two more fart voicemails.
Those
Okay.
aren't
Poo
farts.
ones.
All right.
Let's hear
Well,
these farts.
There's follow through with those. Those are.
Oh, big breath. Nice.
Okay, wait. Am I seeing 8:30 a.m.? Oh,
8:30 a.m. Yeah, somebody
8:30
called in at
Ooh.
8:38 a.m. Yeah.
This is somebody's
Fire.
beer
This
shits in
is
the morning.
Bratz.
8:30
This is not me.
a.m.
I'm way too lazy to phone us.
It sounds
was-
like
that
he
was
ate
juicy.
Taco Bell.
Juicy.
That was
Yeah,
off
yeah.
like a Taco Tuesday.
That's
Yeah,
right, yeah.
that's too much.
That
Well,
sounds
wait,
like
wait a
Kyle.
second. July 9th.
It is Tuesday.
Was it Tuesday? Was it Tuesday?
Why
I
are you
was at
guys
Folk
looking at
Fest.
the dates?
I was
That
at
was-
Folk
that was
Fest. There's no
Saturday.
way I was shitting anywhere.
Okay, and then the last one came at 4:33 p.m.
All right.
Okay.
It's bullshit.
Another poop. Why?
That almost sounded like Peach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's gotta be Peach.
That was Peach. Peach is
Who's
late
Bretzky?
shits.
Play it again. Play it again.
Peach is one of our listeners.
Peach?
Yeah, that was Peach.
Way to go, Peach.
It was Peach this whole time, maybe.
She's a
Maybe,
poop
yeah.
monster.
Yeah. Yeah, it was her out at the lake.
Man, eat some more fucking greens, you know? Your
You need
poops
more
are gonna be more
fiber.
solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Little fiber.
Okay, well, I'm just saying to conclude this whole thing, you guys need to eat more fiber.
The
Because
first one was her.
Yeah. No, I'm not afraid to admit girls do poop and they do fart. Obviously.
Absolutely.
I'm still
I-
eating
Oh
mine.
my God! Sometimes worse than
Science.
guys.
Fucking
Science.
ruined it for me.
I'm
This
still
is
eating
Science.
mine
science.
buds.
I am a biologist. I will tell you, girls fart.
Don't
And
ruin
they
it for
poop.
me.
Oh, they do. Oh, come on! You're dating a vegan. She farts and poops probably more than you do.
Probably.
I have no comment.
Yeah, well, I know because I went vegetarian for a year.
Sorry.
You could not.
Oh, yeah.
Like the fiber gets you real bad.
And people that are on protein shakes and all that
Oh,
shit.
that'll
That's the
fucking- I
most
do it,
cleanest
yeah.
poops you
It
will
is,
ever
but
have.
But there's
Stinks
stinks
so
so bad.
bad.
I'm sorry. It's
Okay,
true.
have you
I do
ever
it.
guys tried the poopery?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
fantastic.
high five.
What is a
Little-
poopery?
Yeah, a little
You just
squirt,
put a few
little-
drops
little
in the
dab,
toilet.
little
You
dabble
spray
do
it. You spray.
Little
It's like a
dabble
little spray
do
you
ya.
can buy, or actually you can make your
Little
own.
dabble do
It's
ya.
just a couple essential
We're talking
oils.
bear shits.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can you could just
I'm
spray a
fucking-
couple in your toilet before you
I'm
go.
a hefty man
poop,
with hefty
and
shit.
I
it
have
won't actually
overpowered
happen.
the
Can't
poopery a
fucking
few
hear you
times.
over these
Sorry.
A few times.
So I'm just gonna promote poopery. They don't
Yeah,
promote me or
none of
anything.
the products we've talked about have been.
But if you
Promoted.
guys want to become a sponsor of the show,
I will just explain. So
Poopery.
poopery, for example, it's called poopery. So it's exactly what it sounds like it is. So you before you go poop, you spray 5 to 10 sprays
10
just
times.
in the toilet bowl. And what happens is when you poop, actually the oil coats your poop,
Yeah.
so it doesn't smell.
yeah.
Oil poop.
And
How
it's
does that
magical.
work when you're out in the bush, though?
Oh, you just
Do you
go
need to take
out.
a shit?
real.
Hold it.
Do you just
come
spray
take a
it
shit in
down
my house?
after?
Actually, you know what
Can
happens?
I?
You know what happens when you're out in the bush? Just it's natural. The wind takes it.
Yeah.
I
Goes to
poop
the
and flush
neighbors.
right away.
With my luck,
No.
the wind takes it
That's
to the
a
people
polite
I'm
pooper,
with.
though. I'll give you that. That's a polite pooper. You
Yeah,
flush
no.
right away. That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, courtesy flushing. Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
courtesy. I'm a polite pooper. To
I'm
the
a nice
degree.
guy.
I'll turn on the faucet. I will let it. I'll do. I'm the most politest pooper you know.
If you guys want to leave us a voicemail, you can go and do that on our website, thevipod.com. On the bottom right-hand corner, you can click on the little... What is it? What is it? Why
It's
don't
a
you tell
little
us? Why don't you
microphone, but
it's-
try and beat me for 6, motherfuckers.
There you go. Yeah, so 6 calls. Yeah.
First person to beat Joe to 6.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
Each, Tommy will buy you a pizza.
Go fuck yourself.
Leo Donovan, you got shit on me.
And you can also leave us an email if you want to let us know a confession through email. You can do it on vipodmail@gmail.com. You can also stories, questions, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Just send us anything. Fuck, I don't know. Again, dick pic, titty pic, whatever. If you would like to go and rate and review this show, you can do it on our website as well. You can. Yeah, I know. I mean, give us a shitty review. I'll enjoy that as well.
Don't go on websites anymore.
Websites.
Fucking
You guys have a lot of reviews on there. I saw some.
We
of
do.
them.
We have quite a bit on there. Yeah, you
First
can also
one's from you.
from Nomad.
Was it Nomad?
Yeah. You can listen to our show on Spotify and Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. Where else? Amazon Music and TuneIn
Can
Radio.
I add something when you're done?
Absolutely.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, just follow us on social media, the VIPod Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. Also, thanks to our sponsors, Safety Net Studio. Check them out at safetynetstudio.com. Pizza oven. If you want to order pizza online, you get 5% off, and then you can use our promo code VIPod5 to get an extra 5% for a grand total of 10%.
Nice.
And check out if you guys want to check out some local shows coming up soon with Badlands Promotions, check them out at Badlands Promotions on Instagram and Facebook as well. The nominations are closed as of today, so today being Friday when this is aired.
I like how you guys look into each other's eyes so sternly.
At Manitoba Loud.
Manitoba, yeah, nominations are closed. And just stay tuned for updates on what's going to happen with this year's award shows. So,
Voting coming soon.
Yeah. And there's a fundraiser in August 27th.
Yeah, we should talk a little bit about that. Just we're still teasing it. Details are being hammered out, but keep following our socials to get all the details. But August 27th, we're going to do a barbecue bonanza. It's going to be a fundraiser for the Never Alone Foundation. So basically, all profits from this barbecue, which is going to have live music. We're going to have yard games set up.
And something extra for the subscribers. So if you want to subscribe to our website, go to our website and subscribe. And then you get an extra bonus for this event. So
yeah, there will be some bonus correspondence for extra goodies in the event. But it's going to be coming up, like I said, August 27th. Stay tuned. Tickets are going to be $20 to get in. That'll get you some food and a drink. And, of course, you're welcome to bring more.
You get a titty flash from the Nomad, too.
Any breast milking, any of your breast feeding pictures can kindly be sent.
But
you send that to Kyle's dumps.
So you wanted to say something?
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to mention we aren't very active. Well, we are active. Sorry. We do have a Facebook page. You could talk about that, though. Our Facebook page, and we are active on Instagram as well.
At Manitoba WildCraft, MB WildCraft. And
then the Facebook page is just Manitoba WildCraft.
Yeah, just look up Manitoba WildCraft. And honestly, like she said, we're not pros or anything at this. It's just something that we do because
brainstorming, honestly, just message us problems, and there's a list of professionals that are on the page, and if you are specified in any kind of range of things, you could be listed as a professional, and you could give advice, or you could receive feedback.
Oh, cool.
Or
nice.
Yeah, there's everything from anglers to taxidermists.
There's everything on there.
We're just
we just want to talk to people.
Yeah,
we're
it's
good. Very cool to learn.
Yeah, you build a little community.
Yeah,
exactly. People that are interested, right? So.
And we learn as well. So it's very much like if you're a professional, just join and
just joined.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so if you're just if you're a professional, if you're a novice, whatever you are, just join. And honestly, we'd love to talk to you for sure.
Cool. I just love talking about this shit because it's so funny.
Not breastfeeding. Well, I mean,
I'll
talk to you about breastfeeding, but
they forage for that. That's natural.
Forage for MILFs?
Yeah.
Well, that too.
Whatever you gotta
do. I'm a pro.
Okay. Tommy just finds
I promise,
dust.
I swear to God, it's a respectable place. You can talk to me about your breasts if you'd like, but if it's a community thing, for sure.
Maybe I'll add you guys as a member.
So, Shae, as a musician, I'm gonna steal Bretzky's thunder here. What we do on our show is we ask sometimes our guests to butcher a song. So, any song that you've you really liked in the past, and then you were like singing along, and then
Fuck up the lyrics.
then you basically realized that, oh shit, those are the wrong
Jason
lyrics that I was singing.
Waterfalls.
Yeah. So
That was actually
Shit.
our co-host.
Oh,
But-
really?
She was-
Go, Jason Waterfall.
that's funny.
I know that one.
That's hilarious.
That's what I thought it was.
Oh shit! So from my past.
Yeah. If you had a song
oh
that
my god.
Excuse me while I kiss this guy.
And you gotta
Excuse
sing it
me
like, really
while
well.
I kiss
Oh
this guy.
shit! Fuck. Honestly.
Is there a funny one you can remember?
Put you on the spot.
You know what? I know you know what you did, but mostly they were rap songs.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's fine.
So like fuck, honestly. Oh shit. Yeah, it's okay. I'm just trying to think here. Like
I think you need some hot sauce for this.
I'm like to the honestly, it's like like Vanilla Ice. I think maybe to the extreme. Rock a mic like a candle. Like when I heard that, I was like, rock a mic like a candle, and like was just like.
I
what
just
the
heard
fuck was,
Ozzy
like-
Osbourne come out of this guy's mouth.
and like you know what I mean. Like it was just like fucking weird, but like I really listen to lyrics, so like I don't know. It's hard for me to say. Like if there was a song I didn't understand the lyrics, I was very focused on figuring out the lyrics.
Yeah.
So like it was like not common for me to like do that. But if there was ever a moment, it would be like moments in rap songs where like they were really too fast or really too complex. Where like I'd be like, oh shit!
So you actually took your time and tried to
like
figure.
lyrics
Yeah.
was a thing, right?
Yeah.
Like man, I could rap.
Fuck one up?
Rock a mic like a cando. Like I don't know, what is a
I
cando?
got one.
Okay, go.
Come Together by the Beatles.
Yeah.
You know where it's like, he got juju eyeball. Like, you know, it's like ridiculous lyric.
Oh, that part. Yeah. He got juju. Yeah.
He got juju. He went holy roller. I can't even depict what I sang inappropriately because all of it was incorrect as to he got toe jam, whatever. I was just like, what? I just sang whatever came to
Whatever the fuck came to your mind.
Yeah.
It
It was like I hear it every time and different things come to mind. I'm sure that's for everybody though.
That's a pretty fucked up song.
Unless you know the lyrics by heart. So.
But
That
Shae,
would be the
Dani, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Really
you
cool
for
stuff.
having
Like, thanks for bringing all the samples and let us try some dust and twigs and berries. Oh, no berries, but
No.
Oh,
This is like called we're all gonna die in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
That mushroom dust is still in my nose.
No, but it was really cool and really nice to hear about. Like, yeah, like there's shit growing literally in our backyard that we don't know. Yeah, exactly.
That's stupid.
So
I honestly no. But like,
He's like, I don't even. I made all that shit up.
you know what? It's fucking. That's the worst part. Is that like I know like and I get it. I know who listens to your shit. I know who listens like whatever. And all I can say is that it's not really like some fucking like really like glamorous sort of like shit. But it's one of those things where it's like you don't realize how much of life around you is going on until you just kind of stop and listen. And like we're just trying to like help people remember that they're still part of like bigger things than just like, you know, their day, their bills. and,
or
like, shit.
update your status on
Update
social
your shit,
media.
like,
Yeah.
oh, man, like-
Next week, Bretzky's not gonna have a lawnmower. He's just gonna be like a fucking mountain goat in his backyard. He's gonna be like chewing away at his grass. No, you're gonna be on your hands and knees just chewing your grass. Can Bretzky come out and play? He's in the backyard.
He's foraging.
He's got so much room back there. He could probably build a fucking like.
Oh, don't worry.
empire.
Next week you'll find a dead spot. He'll be working on it.
So yeah, today was a full house, and tune in next week. We're gonna have a full house again as Indigo is gonna visit the Scumbag studio. So tune in next week. Thank you guys again. Shout outs. Yeah, let's do shout outs. Who do you shout out?
Oh, shout out my boy Tony. Shout out fucking my
out
boy
my
Tony.
boy,
My son Tony.
Oh, no,
my
it's your boy.
My boy.
My
Our boy. Yeah, full circle. No, but like honestly, if anybody has
Canadian
ever,
Pie Pollen.
yeah,
like
Canadian
Paul
Pie
Stamets,
Pollen, Paul Stamets.
Botany.
Anybody
sorry,
who's
what was
pushing.
the one? The botany one. From the guy from Jersey.
Crime Pays, Botany
Crime
Doesn't.
Pays, Botany Dozens. I couldn't remember.
West Coast.
Black Forager.
Yeah, Black Forager.
Paul
West
Stamets.
Coast. Yeah, West Coast. Fucking.
Awesome.
Yeah. I don't know. There you go.
Cool. Thanks. Kyle.
Shout out to Leo and Donovan. You guys are both douchebags. I beat you guys to the show. Well, Leo to the show. I've been here before Donovan, so it doesn't fucking matter. But I'm back, bitches.
Bretzky.
You first.
Breakfast?
Me? Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck's sakes.
Better not be a BC story.
I'm gonna go a little serious, and I'm gonna shout out Dag. Unfortunately, his mom passed away last week, and he's going through some shitty times right now, and she lost the battle with cancer. So,
R.I.P.
You know,
so sorry.
Yeah, rest in peace. And Dag, like I said, if you need anyone to talk to, you know where to reach me. So my shout out goes to Dag.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dag.
Condolences for sure. That was very sad.
Yeah, I had a really big week out at Folk Fest this week.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Hey, this isn't how you doing.
I mean, people may have noticed even like in the week leading up, I was pretty quiet on social media and stuff. I just had to I was at one of those points where I just needed to take one of those fucking like steps away for a little bit. And Folk Fest was so fucking like cleansing on the fucking soul. Like, it is such a good time when you go there. The artists are all super cool.
Mushrooms will do that.
I was working.
I'm just
I was
kidding.
Sober. I was sober the entire time. I work in backstage lockup, so it's basically like a coat check, but for like all the artist gear and shit. So I get to. It's a really cool job because I get to meet a lot of the artists.
Did you meet Tash Sultana?
I didn't meet Tash Sultana.
Oh.
Her tour bus comes right up to main stage.
I love her.
She hops off. But I did get to catch her set, and it was fucking amazing.
I love her so much.
But, like, the people that you get to meet throughout the weekend and just, like, the good vibe of the whole concert, it really is something that's, like, it's really refreshing. Tommy, I know you made fun of me because
Al Simmons. Simmons.
Yeah,
was he there?
Simmons. He sat beside me.
No, not. Wait.
I watched the Blind Boys of Alabama do a Sunday gospel, and Al Simmons came and sat down beside me. Al Simmons is everywhere at Folk Fest. Like, he's always there.
Yeah.
He's a super cool guy. I've met him a bunch of times. But it's still cool to sit there with, like, a Canadian legend like that and then watch 5-time Grammy Award-winning guys do this fucking, like...
I'm sure that's how he felt when he sat down next to a podcasting legend.
It was the last seat at Folk Fest.
The music that these guys sing, man. Like, it is just, they're 90 years old. There's only 3 of them left. There used to be about, 10, 15 of them.
They're dying off slowly, yeah.
One of the guys, I swear, I have video of the song, and it's even a song where they're singing about, dying and stuff, and one of the guys sits in his chair, and he looks like Ray Charles.
He's gonna burn his fingers before he even gets to this fucking story. He looks like grandma at fucking the call center here.
I know, these are shout-outs.
This guy literally sat there for this, 5.5-minute song and did not flinch a muscle and did not look like he was breathing. I was filming the song, and at one point I literally zoom in on him because I thought he died. I thought he just kind of leaned back and kind of had a bit of a smile on his face and just 5 minutes straight. 5 minutes straight like that, and I was like, holy shit, this guy's just gone. But no, it was a great show. But I want to shout out, I met a whole bunch of really cool
hippies
artists at the show. So I want to shout out Mike Savino, who's also known as Tall Tall Trees. This guy is unreal. He plays a bass banjo, but he runs it through a loop pedal. He plays like fucking drums on it. He uses like little like handheld 80s laser guns that go like, and he like gets that into his loops and shit like that.
It's like we're not even here. He just looks at him.
I was just like,
Right?
I'm watching this. Is beautiful.
Look at us too. Your guests are right here.
It's magic.
You guys know that moment at the Oscars when when the people talk too much and they start playing the music?
And I would like to thank
Oh, I don't give a fuck. This
my
is
third
beautiful.
grandmother. She died 10, 15 years ago.
Anyways,
So, yeah, I want to shout out Mike Savino. I want to shout out
Don't do that to him.
Leonard Podolak, who is the son of Mitch Podolak, who founded the entire festival.
I love that. What's his mom's name?
His cousin is Ronnie Podolak.
Uncle Buck?
I want to shout out
Fuck's sakes, wrap it up.
Breast milk.
is a local,
Shout out breast milk.
Yeah, shout out Breast Milk.
Pretty much got everyone at
Local
Folk Fest.
Ukrainian band and Trio Sveen from Denmark. Super cool guys who I also met at the show. They were all super cool, and it was just a really cool weekend. And really
Did they wear capes? They were super cool?
Yeah.
How super were they?
Hopefully, I'm gonna actually be able to get a couple of them on the show in the near-ish future.
That'd be
But,
dope.
with that, I will wrap it up.
We don't wrap it up.
We don't wrap it up. We pull out.
Thank you guys.
Whoa.
Fuck you. We love you. Bye.
Adios.
I gotta pee.
Again?
Me too. I actually do too.
We're like
Wait,
samers.
I'm going first. Get off my way.
Wait.
Oh, we're done. We're done. We're done.
I have one more
Oh,
super
fuck.
important shout out. Super important because I would not have made it through Folk Fest without
Ah, for fuck's sakes.
anti-monkey butt.
Anti-monkey butt.
This stuff saved the fuck out of me. When it
I'm
is
here
plus
for
30
anti-monkey
When
butt.
it is plus
What is
30 and humid outside,
That's it.
anti-monkey butt.
I don't need that. I'm a
I wouldn't
Salvadorian.
touch that if I were you.
Yeah. You're
He
gonna.
probably had the whole
Sweater
thing in
No,
his
no, no.
gooch.
I'm from El Salvador. This is in my jeans. It's fine.
You just got rabies.
Yeah. Monkey
It's
pox.
bred in my blood.
That,
Does it smell like
that wasn't
bananas?
supposed to go up there, man.
Oh, here, hold
No,
on.
but it saved me.
Ah, man. Do you realize he's
The
talking about
shape?
putting this
Oh,
on
God.
his nuts and you're fucking putting it on your hands? I don't want any. Fuck, don't look
Put
at
it on
me.
my
Go in the
fucking nuts.
container.
Well, your pockets are so tight. Get out of here. Your fucking pockets are so tight you couldn't have put it anywhere else.
Oh my god. Why
Oh yeah, baby powder is the way to go. This is a good bonus track, actually.
No. Monkey nut.
Well, it's
You know how many
yeah.
chemicals are in there?
How many?
Talc and calamine, probably.
Talc is terrible. Don't do that.
All right. Loads, everybody.
Anyway.
Coming out.
A fun,
Get a little dandelion in that.
Yeah, a little
a
dandelion
fun
in
fact
that.
for you: the last one was actually Bretzky, and
So,
all those
yeah.
other ones were me.
Okay, so
Planning a whole fucking week worth of every fart. I had to fucking plan it and get to an app in time.
Was that actually you?
Every
Seriously,
one of them. And
you
the last
guys?
one was Bretzky.
That
to
wasn't
get
me.
no,
No, that
I'm-
was his voice.
oh
That
my
was me
God.
doing it right here. When you guys were over there. I knew you guys wouldn't get any calls.